Welcome everybody to Intelligent Aces, episode number 88. I've lost count most of the time. I am your host, Mayonnaise Chase, the main ace of Intelligent Aces. Alongside me, Nightingale is here. Nemo is sick. She will be in the chat hanging out, but she's lost her voice, and a woman that can't talk it's a terrible thing. It's a waste. I'm sure I feel awful.
But at least we get to hear her through her texts in chat.
Hey, I got another little thing here we can also throw in at the beginning before like our soft opening thing.
Yep.
Let me send that over to you real quick.
Roger.
From Automaton.
Alrighty.
I thought it was an actual kind of an interesting thing to launch into because you're going to be doing your Blue Protocol review. And everything, and this is it's not the same, but it's kind of along the same lines. So basically it was saying getting rid of gacha is beneficial for developers too. So we talked about Ananta a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
We went over their trailer and then how they steered away from the gacha. And now it looks like the Duet Night Abyss game is going to be steering away from gacha as well. And Duet at Night, I actually am curious about this game. It's the Warframe.
It's the Warframe meets like Weathering Waves kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's anime Warframe basically, more or less. I'm curious to see like how they're because like the combat and stuff seems similar.
Yes,
but I'm curious to see if you're going to be able to like grind for the characters.
Yes, so from what I understand, the characters and all weapons are grindable in the game. So
like First Descendant kind of as well.
Yes, so that it's not a pulling for character type mentality, which is what was giving them a lot of crap. And I mean, right down here, actually, it kind of reads in a little bit more, saying Chinese developers have recently been making headlines with free-to-play anime-inspired games like Duet Night Abyss and Ananta, deciding to ditch the gacha monetization model. During the Tokyo Game Show 2025, Automation got together with Duet Night Abyss producer Deca Bear to ask him more about this bold move development studio Hero Game made a few months before the game's official release. While many gamers sound quite excited about the change, some were worried about how the new monetization model would impact the developers and whether it would hold up in the long run. Deca Bear says that while the concerns are valid, the team is making efforts to create a monetization model that benefits both the players and the developers. Goes on further to say, of course, we have some concerns, but that is why we are working hard on bringing both our content and our service to a satisfactory level. Deca Bear explains that the developer will continue adding more content to Duet Night Abyss so that the game keeps feeling fresh and engaging for players, but while valuing quantity and variety, they will be focusing on keeping their services at a high quality.
Okay, so where do you think the monetization comes in? Is it just outfits?
So monetization models like this normally include
is it going to be like how the First Descendant is, where you just have
so it's normally very expensive outfits, very limited outfits. Okay, so this is to not just be like racist, but this is just kind of what Chinese like to do. They do like to go in and make things pay to win where they can. So that also means that there is a potential chance that costumes also get stats, which has been a thing before.
Well, wait, okay, Ananta is NetEase, right? Which is,
I believe.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out because like Once Human was NetEase as well.
But we're talking like if you're coming out of a gacha state,
right.
You're going to be looking at costumes. A great example of this was Netmarble's Seven Deadly Sins, which I know you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Those costumes, the UR costumes specifically, had extra stats baked into them. While you could farm the currency in game, you could not sustain buying and pulling for those costumes to buy them with currency, and some eventually were just hard locked behind a paywall. certain limited ones you had to actually spend for. But typically what they'll do is they'll make the costumes very expensive for an in-game currency, so you can technically attain them, because again, if it's going to be in a Chinese market, everything has to be obtainable. It cannot be true gambling, so there must be a guarantee, stuff like that. So you are guaranteed a lot of things.
I kind of wonder if they won't kind of go with the same monetization that like the First Ascendant did, because like the First Ascendant, like all they were doing, all their advertisements were about the new outfits. They're about the new outfit that's this or that, and every time you would go to buy one, it was cool. It was like $20 minimum to buy these skins or these costumes or whatever. And then they would have dozens of them. Like, oh, each person has their own fucking bikini. If you want the whole fucking crew to have one, well, here's $90.
So
whatever,
this also goes to like, I guess, knowledge of like Black Desert. Black Desert is not shy about doing expensive costumes. They had two different sets of costumes, which was the normal costume or the Succession costume, which did not for a while. It was the original look before the Awakening costume, and then they had the premium costume, which they would sell at $35, which included the extra weapon, and it was a different outfit. And so they were able to have the monetization model to have two different costumes, and then they actually ended up making three monetization models. They had ones without weapons, and it was just the costume. Then they had some that had the costume and the main two weapons, and then they had one that had all three weapons to it. Okay. So
a couple points that I wanted to ask about too. So in Wuthering Waves,
yes,
when I was playing that game, so when you multi a character, right? When you multi-draw them and you star whatever the fucking whatever it's called, multi a character.
Yeah.
Is there anything in addition you get besides just the bonus and stats?
So in Wuthering Waves specifically, when you are leveling up their resonance level, what you are gaining specifically, it's either raw stats to the character. Normally the first, second, and last skill of the 6 stars will have bonus things that actually go.
But what I mean is like as you go through whatever 5, 6 stars or whatever it is, however many multis to max these characters out. So in Tower of Fantasy, this is the reason why I asked, because in Tower of Fantasy, when you 3-starred a character, one of the SSR characters, you would get a secondary outfit and a secondary weapon skin.
So no, they do not give you anything currently in the game that is like a alternate look when you hit the 6-star marker. There are some games though that do that, as you said, like
Tower of Fantasy did that.
It's literally raw stats is what you get, and it's normally skill enhancement stuff there on that.
I just thought that was kind of a cool, because like all the way up to 6 stars, but at 3, if you 3-star them, you get like a secondary outfit. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing.
Yep.
Secondly, what I wanted to bring up, because we were talking about this free to play model and getting away from gacha and what these companies are going to do. So Duet Night Abyss they're going to have skins or some super expensive skins, and I'm guessing they're expecting whales or whoever to fucking continue, supporting the game. My question is, would a game like that, say they release new outfits or do whatever, but instead of gacha system, instead of spending $20, $40 or whatever on these outfits, what if it was like an old school Black Desert or World of Warcraft subscription?
Yep.
Would that be? Do you think that would be more popular these days?
So
or do you think it would be less popular?
So you need to look at what games currently run the subscription model that I can think of off the top of my head that are active. You must have. World of Warcraft still runs a subscription model to this day, but the difference of World of Warcraft, you can actually earn that currency in game by playing, and you can technically keep your World of Warcraft subscription without having to pay. Another one that is a major one that a lot of people probably know is Final Fantasy XIV runs a subscription model. You cannot play the game unless it's a free weekend. the most successful platform is the free-to-play platform.
Oh yeah.
Buy-to-play, it has been successful. A good example of 2 buy-to-plays was Black Desert Online and Elder Scrolls Online. Now, One Tamriel did make the game free to play to a point. You can play a part of Elder Scrolls without ever spending $1 on it. Because they do give the game away for free. I think it actually is now like $8-9 on the low end, but then they do a lot of free weekends where they just give the game away and you can keep it. But a lot of them end up doing this. So they make it very cheap as a buy-to-play model, but then they put a subscription model inside it. So the example would be, I would give you, is there's 2. So if we look at Elder Scrolls in the way they run the game, it would be they have a pass that adds a special crafting bag that you need to keep monthly because it's an unlimited crafting bag. All your materials are in it. If we look at Black Desert, we have the value pack, but they went even further and really trolled you. And this is probably one of the most expensive ones. So Black Desert's subscription model is 3-tiered. You can do 3 different things. You can subscribe and you can get the value pack, which gives you inventory space. It gives you extra stats, a little bit of extra stats. It gives you weight. It gives you a 30%, or it changes your discount to 30% off on purchases on the central market, which is the end game market, because they have a market tax on it, so it curves the market tax some. They give you inventory in your towns, in your banks, all this stuff. It allows you to have all that. Then they have 2 other optionals that you can put in there, which gives you increased energy regen and capacity for your trade wagons. And then they've got another one which gives you the ability to sell and buy stuff from your tents and gives you extra EXP while grinding. So they definitely laid into the subscription models. And if you're running all those on not a sale, it's like $35 a month to play that game with all 3 running. So for something like Do It Night Abyss or Ananta, probably what you're going to see is there is going to be stuff that is going to be sold that's going to level your characters up faster. There is going to be some sort of subscription that is going to get you faster things. That is going to be a monthly subscription that you'll run. Most gachas have some sort of monthly timer subscription that you buy, but I expect in these, kind of think of it like, since we're kind of comparing this to Warframe, think about this as your drop rate boosters that you buy for plat. Think about this as your EXP, your experience boosters you're buying for plat. And what was the other one? The mod drop chance or whatever. There was 3 that you could buy, and I forgot all 3 at this point. But it's like running those, but you can also get it because you can sell your stuff for plat. So it's not like you are having to spend to do it, but you can spend to do it. So I think they're going to end up laying probably into that kind of business model, but we're going to find out on the 28th when Duet Night Abyss launches. We'll be able to see what really is going to be the monetization model, because in order to keep a game like this up, it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering, because it was the same thing with the First Ascendant too. And honestly, the First Ascendant, like, as much as they keep advertising and stuff, and like, well, I say advertising, like I see their Twitter posts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think their player count's that great. Like last time I checked, it was like under, it was under 10,000. You know what I mean? Like concurrent.
If a Wild Nemo's around and she wants to grab that while we're chatting about it, because I don't.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If I can find it, if she can beat me to it.
I looked at it. I looked at SteamDB, and it wasn't great.
SteamDB.
Yeah, Steam Database, the First Ascendant. And it was like, and like, this was, it probably had a bump. It probably had a bump after their fucking season 3 or whatever, but like, I just don't see that many people playing it,
All right, so I'm looking around.
That one said 4,000 in game.
Yeah, so they're averaging 4,000 right now. Over the last 3 months, they could get up to around 20,000 players a day.
Yeah, that was.
But if we look at it for this, this definitely is. I mean, obviously launch. and then it
Yep.
drastically drops down.
And then the 3 months, that was season 3. 3 months ago was season 3.
Yeah, so
that peaked at 22,000 on season 3 launch day or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not great, you know. And then
I mean, honestly,
if
4 to 7,000 isn't terrible, but
no,
for
like 24-hour peak 7,500, you know, roughly.
what is let's look at Warframe as an example. Highly successful, same type of monetization.
Lot.
29,000.
Well, see, here's the thing, and here's the thing with Warframe. It's you don't have to spend currency in Warframe.
Correct.
You can earn, you can grind, and you can sell stuff for plat with it like in-game trading system. Which
that is actually quite different, though. This is a good graph to look at. This is their max growth. Right. Unlike First Ascendant, which is in a negative decline, Warframe is actually in a positive increase. Right. It is actually climbing slowly, but it is climbing. So for a game significantly older, it is doing the better thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, and they've had a fucking decade.
Yeah, to figure it out. But that's still great because that graph isn't really dropping. We have a modern game right here that is.
And like I said, there's a lot to be like. I enjoyed the First Ascendant as much as I put like 200 hours in that game or something, 230. I don't remember. It's over 200 hours. Yeah. And I've enjoyed it. The grind was fun. I don't like the skins for monetization thing.
Model.
It's just like, oh, let's just fucking throw them in some fucking string bikinis and fucking charge, $20 a piece for each one of those. Now, are they hot? Yeah, they're fucking sexy as shit, but for fuck's sake.
Okay.
What are we gonna do here?
Let me ask you this though. As somebody who has been in far more predatory markets, and I know you have been too, would you not prefer the sexy bikini over the ability to...
Is Nemo in here? Where is she talking?
No.
Oh, she said she was watching. I just haven't seen anybody chatting, so I'm just making sure someone fucked up.
I'm not seeing it on Twitch, and I'm not seeing it on... This has your YouTube chat, but I'm physically got your Twitch.
Yeah, I've got Twitch and YouTube pulled up. Like I said, I was just curious to see.
So, for me, I would rather see, if we're not going to go a gacha route, obviously the gacha route will generate the maximum amount of revenue if you do it properly. I mean, we're talking one of the most successful games right now that I don't think anybody can physically touch in terms of money a month is Love in Deep Space. At 70 mil a month average, I think right now is ridiculous.
Gooners be fucking big spenders, I guess.
That's Chinese Gooners, dude. That one blows my mind. That game is doing so well. But like that's 70 million a month. Not many games can get that luxury to make that. And keep it up and keep it successful, because many gacha games flop immediately when they come out. Poor marketing, bad IP, overly predatory. There is a balance to it. So I think if we're looking at Duet Night Abyss, personally, I'm gonna say if they can get the proper monetization in this game, it will probably do well, especially if it keeps up that Warframe mentality and play style. I think a lot of people will jump to it and have some fun with it. I know I'll try it out.
Yeah, no, I'm curious about that one too. So October 30th, right? So yeah, I'm curious about that one.
28th is going to be the release. Okay. Yeah. Duet Night Abyss launched for free on October 28th for PC, iOS, and Android. Pre-registrations are currently open. So
cool. Yeah, I need to check that one out. Yeah, like I said, with Ananta coming out, so Once Human was also free to play, but it had some cash. It had some like battle pass stuff, which is one way. Like I could drop $10 on every 5-6 weeks or whatever for a battle pass. I don't mind doing that. And then there was cash shop stuff, which there was a gacha system in Once Human, but it was strictly for cosmetic shit. Like you'd have to pull on a fucking banner to try to get these cosmetics, and you'd have to keep pull. Like it was And the rates were fucking weird. So
Yeah.
It's really good. I think that's a good opener. I think gives us something to think about on how this shit's gonna work out, because we got two of the. So I was looking here too. So we're fixing to talk about Battlefield and Warzone and Call of Duty, and there was an article that had come out saying that Game Pass caused them to lose like $300 million or some shit in revenue because of Game Pass, because like 82% of the copies that were actually bought of Call of Duty were bought on PlayStation.
Weird.
Doesn't have access. Well, like, here's the thing. Why would you buy it on Steam when you can just fucking sign up for Game Pass?
Yeah.
On a PC. Like, it's literally no difference.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get that. I think we're in a weird state when it comes to buying games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's also overspending or over expecting return on investment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because let me actually see if I can see what was the I want to find out the revenue of the original Modern Warfare production.
So here's another thought too. So like if we're thinking like First Descendant like outfits or whatever, like how what I'm just curious like what the art style is gonna go for in Duet Night Abyss. Also, like, what are they gonna go for in fucking Ananta if you're the main character is a fucking dude? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are they gonna put that guy in?
So, according to this, just a quick search is Call of Duty's Modern Warfare 2 was approximately 40 or 50 million, and around 150 to 160 million in marketing. That seems weird. But I mean, if you're spending 50 million to make a game, then today, why are we spending 200, 300 million and we're producing games that are kind of garbage? Should we stop spending that kind of money? Or is it also something because of the playground states, basically, at this point?
It's money laundering.
I can completely get behind that.
Yeah, I just don't see. I really don't. It was the same thing I come up with when I was talking about how Horizon Zero Dawn was $49 million to make the first one or something like that. And then the second one was $240 million. Fucking why?
Yeah.
Why? 5 years later, the same engine, most of your assets are going to be the same. Maybe you do a new map, maybe you add some new skins, but most of fucking everything else is going to be the same. Why? Why is it that much more? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, it really doesn't. Like, what drove your budget that fucking high? Same with Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the first Insomniac Spider-Man game, was like 80 million to make. The second one, estimated 300 million. And it was short. It was a shorter game. Actual play time, like people were talking about, like platinum time on that game, which is 100% completion, was like 26 hours or some shit. And the first game was, I don't know how many hours I got in that game. It was well over 20, probably 30 or 40, I don't know, man.
You're right, but I also think they are doing too much of this modern workspace where we have the board game room and we have the full cafeteria with all this exquisite foods and the.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree.
This. Elon probably have a bigger X.
But like, okay, you think about what a fucking $1 million would buy.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're just getting fucked over, you're fucking catering. $1 million is going to buy a lot of fucking food, man. I mean, even for 200 people, for fuck's sake, it's gonna go a long fucking ways. Just $1 million.
But I mean, it's the
fucking.
I mean, because you saw what they've done. Have you seen like the Microsoft go to work for a day video where it's stupidly expensive?
Oh, yeah.
Stuff,
yeah,
and it's like
I've
That's
seen
probably your modern dev company at this point.
Well, they're definitely blowing stuff, but like, I just don't see how like, I don't know, man. Like fucking $10 million to buy fucking expenses on like foods and fucking espresso latte fucking machines and shit like that. I just don't fucking see it being more than like, dude, just $10 million is a lot of motherfucking money, dude. I think it's they're charging, and here's the bigger fucking problem is they're charging this much money, saying that like, oh, the development teams need this for fucking CGI or fucking some fucking studio space or some fucking blah 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 shit. But the quality's gone down. Like, I don't know, man. Like, weirdly, I listened to an interview once of Uwe Boll. I don't know if you're familiar. Are you familiar with Uwe Boll? The guy who did like the kind of terrible video game adaptation movies several years ago.
Yeah,
Everybody kind of made fun of him.
Yeah.
Well, there was a guy that was doing an interview, listened to the interview of him, and he's like, I made these movies, and then like he made a movie with Jason Statham, something Kingdom or something. I don't know if it was video game related, whatever. But he said, I had a budget of a couple $1 million or whatever it was. And he said, that was my budget. I couldn't go over that. I couldn't overspend that. So you have to fucking negotiate. Like I negotiated with Jason Statham, who was the fucking main actor. Like I got his normal rate down and got him interested in the movie because of negotiations. That's what you do. You don't just keep throwing fucking money at these problems. And that's the issue we're running into. These people just keep throwing money at it, and it doesn't actually make a good product. Case in point, Witcher season 4 is coming out. Have you seen the fucking trailer for this god awful fucking mess?
Nope.
Henry Cavill's not Geralt anymore. He left after season 3.
Yeah, because of creative differences.
Because he knew what the fuck he was talking about, and all the fucking feminists didn't want him. And they're talking about these shows are in the $20 million to $30 million an hour to fucking record. An hour to record. An hour of recorded time is like $20 million, some shit like that. It's like, that's why they just keep throwing these fucking money at this shit, and they don't make good products because they don't fucking know how to. They just think throwing money at it's going to make, like, the Acolyte was, I forget how much money that was, but no. So they said the total right now, the Witcher series on Netflix, total budget of the 4 seasons is like somewhere north of $600 million, $500 million, $500 million.
So that's basically the
20
Avengers,
episodes.
That's basically the Avengers in-game Infinity War budget right there.
Yeah,
in this show. That's
and
insane.
there's 8 episodes per, and it takes them fucking 2 years between seasons to fucking do them.
What?
Yeah,
2 years.
The first season come out in 2019.
Okay. Oh my God. Has it really been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
2019. So it's been 6 years, and we're on season 4. And each season has like 8 to 10 episodes. They're fucking tiny ass seasons, man.
Okay.
And that's like crazy. So you think about it, you go back to old school TV where Supernatural or fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There was like 24 episodes, 24 48-minute episodes a fucking season. And there was like a break during Christmas time. There was like 3 or 4 weeks where they didn't film, they didn't put anything new out. And then it would come back on, and it would go on break again in the summertime, and it would come back in the fall. So there was like, it ran all year long, and every year they do this shit for fucking 10 seasons. They do this shit,
I miss 24. Those were the days, man.
Yeah,
every week waiting to hear Jack Bauer say, "Where are they?"
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
where's the bomb?
They don't, like, when I say they don't know how to make stuff anymore, they clearly don't.
Yeah.
Because that they think that people want to watch. Let me tell you something, dude. They're like, oh, the binge watching model or whatever. It's like, man, I would much rather watch an episode every fucking week for almost a year, and then take 2 or 3 months off and get the next set of episodes, than go fucking 2 years to watching their fucking 6 episodes. It's stupid, man. It's fucking dumb. And then your actors age out, and all this shit, or they get into different fucking projects or whatever,
and then you can't because of scheduling.
Yeah, it completely fucks. It's such a dumb model, man.
Yeah.
Streaming is like, they're really fucking themselves up. I don't know.
I mean, Epic Chaos here has got a great. I mean, the bloated overhead, questionable reasons. Sadly, it happens in a lot of companies and the smaller private ones. And I mean, you're completely right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah, bloated overhead question. Yeah. And that's another thing too, where you're talking about the fucking espresso machines and the fucking
playrooms,
the fucking ball pit or whatever the fuck they got. Yeah, all that dumb stuff. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, go to work and work. Don't go to work to freaking play. But that's one of the reasons. And then you're charging, oh, well, my time per hour, I need to make $195 an hour to go fucking jerk off, to then go play in the ball pit for 40 minutes, then to go eat a $300 lunch at a buffet, to then go back and code for an hour. Then you got to rub one off between because those are rookie numbers. And then... You're not worth $195 an hour to work 3 hours a day.
Well, then they can't meet deadlines and they fucking ship it overseas anyway.
Yep.
Alien Dance ball pit. Let's go. Yeah.
I mean, Nemo wants a ball pit, but we'll have to add that to our budget.
I'm not saying the ball pit is bad, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, go to fucking work, man. Go to the fucking Chuck E. Cheese to play.
Right.
Take your fucking field trip, once a week to fucking Chuck E. Cheese if you need to, but the rest of the time, fucking work.
Yeah. Yep.
You've never experienced a ball pit, not gonna lie. You've never risked staph infection. McDonald's ball pit, bro. That was back in the day.
Yep. I was
that shit was outdoors. It got rained on, and there was
no telling what the hell was in them.
It always had a weird smell. Yep.
Definitely remember those days. Never had a ball pit.
Because you're a baby. That was another thing somebody brought up. Like, all the McDonald's now look like fucking corporate brown, fucking whatever.
Yep.
They all have that same like sepia tone or whatever.
Yep.
People are like, people don't have kids anymore. That's why there's no playgrounds. And that's true.
Well, it's also from what I've heard, is the correct answer to this statement is that it's because trying to sell a Pizza Hut building to some random buyer who now needs this building when the business goes out is really hard. But I can sell this random fucking box that is grayed out to anybody who will want to buy it. We can turn this into an AutoZone. We can turn it into a barbecue restaurant. We can turn it into a Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. And I'm like, huh?
I don't know. Their reasoning seems terrible.
I know. Bring back the old school buildings.
Corporates. Strip joint. Well, if a strip joint had the Pizza Hut Pizza Hut roof on it, sweet, awesome, great, I love it.
Yeah, nostalgia. And then people are gonna be like, dude, did you go to the strip club at the old Pizza Hut place? Be like, no, wait, you're telling me? I'm like, yeah, there's a whole pole right up to the center of the roof. No way, I'm going. And
it's where the salad bar used to be.
Marketing. And it's like there's a brand new salad bar.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's almost better marketing. We need to
call it pizza and poles.
Okay, so after the podcast, we need to talk about a business model, and
I like it. Pizza and poles. Can't outstrip the Hut. That's great.
Yep.
After hours, Pizza Hut goes hard. Yeah, that's true. It goes wild.
Oh shit. So back to something not about strippers.
Yeah, do we want to move into the fucking IGN Battlefield?
So let's start off with so for those of you who don't know, Battlefield 6 launches tomorrow, and Call of Duty has one last little bit of shade to attempt to draw from it.
What time does it launch tomorrow?
Well, I'm glad you asked, actually, because guess what? Some of you have got to wait till the 11th to play the game, because why? Screw you. So that's right. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, because fuck midnight releases anymore. How many of y'all remember staying up for a midnight release? How many of you went to a GameStop for a midnight release? How many of you played Halo on midnight release? Because, midnight releases were a thing. But yes, tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, like all the games were like right now, in all honesty, like it should be pre-loading, pre-downloading or whatever.
It is. Mine's already installed, ready to go.
Yeah, you should be able to play it like 2 hours before. Like if it goes live at midnight on fucking whatever, so you have to wait 2 hours or Did a midnight release for Animal Crossing and Pokemon. I actually never did a midnight release because I'm a fucking adult and have been for 30 years at this point.
Yeah.
At least that's what it feels like. I never had time to fucking go do a midnight release of anything.
It was Call of Duty Ghosts for me.
Seems like Epic Chaos worked some midnight releases.
Yep. Don't exist now since everything is released earlier. Yeah, but I mean, this is just stupid.
Too.
But I mean, when we look at this, the whole reason it's releasing at 11 a.m. Eastern time, where I'm at on the best coast of the United States of America, is because they want those fuckers over there.
East Coast is the best coast?
Do you really want California?
I didn't say West Coast either, man. Central time's where it's at. Right in the fucking.
So you're like you're kind of go either way. You kind of you want to be on the best side.
Let me tell you something. Do you want to be on the right leg or the left leg or down the fucking middle, bro? Where do you want to be? That's what I'm saying.
Actually, I just want to be where daylight savings is no longer a thing. So take me to Arizona.
Okay.
Just take me there. Just let it be over with.
Nazi bring back midnight releases.
Yeah,
man, I'm too old for that though. Like I go to bed at 9 o'clock. I can't do a midnight release. I have to work in the morning. We didn't have a coast.
Shit. But yeah, so Battlefield's launching tomorrow and actually Saturday for some of you sad people over in, actually it would be the same time, but over in Japan and Tokyo, you got to wait a little bit longer. Which actually segues into
it just
Call of Duty.
It still seems weird that like they're going live at 8 o'clock in the morning. It just fucking makes no sense to me.
Just kind of 4 a.m. Like fuck it, or 3 a.m.
midnight. Fucking midnight, bro. Like,
okay, no, I could honestly say for the United States of America, 3 a.m. or a 4 a.m. release. This way, it's hard.
I'm saying like it turns the 10th at fucking midnight. That's when it's the 10th. That's when the game should be fucking available. Who gives a fuck? That's just
the issue. I think is because they want it to be, all the stores and all this stuff. It's the legalese stuff. But yeah, Call of Duty says, yeah, you know what? Fuck your Battle 6 release because we want people to come back and play our slop. So come try our free trial for a week for Battlefield 6 launch. If you're not trying to get people to come play your game, tell me you're not trying to get people to come play your game when nobody wants to play your game.
Yeah, so Black Ops 6 will be free for gamers to try out during Battlefield 6's launch week. The hype of EA's answer to Activision's long-running FPS franchise is undeniable, and the rivalry has seemed all the more intense with both series aiming to release the next installments in fall 2025. While Battlefield 6 may launch a bit before Black Ops 7, fans can play 2024's Call of Duty Black Ops 6 without paying anything that same week. So you can play fucking last year's game for fucking free. Well, fuck
hey,
you, Activision, you fucking stupid motherfucker.
Anything we can do to get you not playing Battlefield 6 and comparing it, we need to get as many Call of Duty on the fence. The
reason why there's any hype behind Battlefield 6 at this point is because it's not fucking Call of Duty and the same boring bullcrap that they've been putting out for the last how many years? It's the same thing every year. And now in the last 6-7 years now, it's been Battle Pass this and Warzone this and skins, and now you can play as American Dad and Beavis and Butthead. I am the great Cornholio.
I need TP for my
Cornholio. Who's paying $70 for a COD campaign? That's wild. Yeah, man. So I played the first and second new Modern Warfare games, and I actually enjoyed the campaign well enough.
Is it the same story, or did they change it up? I never ended up playing.
They alter it slightly. It's not, it doesn't follow it beat for beat.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. The problem with it is the way they were setting it up on how the third one should have been, because it kind of sets a little bit before the original Modern Warfare games. So by the end of 2, that's when you see who was the main bad guy in the first was Zakayev or whatever,
I think,
or whatever his name was. The main bad guy in the original Modern Warfare games. Like you don't really see him until the end of the second Modern Warfare game. The new Modern Warfare. It's fucking confusing. Either way,
2 was the one where they had the controversial escalator scene, right? where they come up the escalator and then they just open fire on everybody.
No rushing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 2, right?
That was 2, the original 2, yes.
Yeah.
And then
This one was
3. They did it in 3 this time.
Okay.
So they did do a Modern Warfare 3, but Modern Warfare 3 was rushed. It should have been. They talked about it not being an every year launch, but they rushed it and shit it out the very next year because it's Activision. Because of course they did.
Yeah.
And it was very half-assed. Everybody was like, the music doesn't even play through most of this. You know, like it didn't have music in it and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot. Yeah. Buying the games. And the thing was, like, you played, you know, when you were playing the original multiplayer stuff, you were fucking grinding for the skins. You were doing the stuff because that's what you did. Now it's all grinding for the battle pass or grinding for this, or it just doesn't seem. It's not the same.
The old school battle, like for me, the old school Call of Duty was you're grinding for the prestige level, and it meant something. Getting that first prestige level was a big deal. And then getting all 10 of those bastards, you are a masochist. Yeah. To have to go get that 10th prestige level. And now it's like, prestige level 100. And it's like, huh? Like,
Victor Gale, kind of discussion, more complaints than doesn't have ranked again. I mean, those are things like, you know, I don't care. To me, I'm too old to care about ranked.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, Battlefield 6 is going to be the first one that I'm actually looking at playing like a more online competitive shooter again. I'm just too old to fucking deal with these sweaty ass kids, man. I am.
There's nothing more annoying now than hearing a 7-year-old call me the N-word and then proceed to tell me about banging my mom. And it's like, listen here, while you were still in your dad's little nutsack, I was dealing with this shit. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore.
Right. Well, I don't care about the voice chat and stuff. Like, for the most part, I'm just like, I can just mute you. It doesn't, like, your shit talking means nothing. I just mute your whole. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. It's just like, I don't want to jump into a match and then like somebody fucking crouch slide fucking 360 out of a fucking window and snipes me in the head as I'm fucking spawning in.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I just want to play the game. Which is why I advocated when I first started playing the beta, we need 30 plus lobbies. And by that, you have to be over 30 years old. You have to have a fucking tax return showing you work a full-time job and shit to be able to get in this fucking server. Because if all you do is sit around and play games all day, I don't want to play with you either. Fuck you.
Unless you're terrible, then please come on in. I need target. I need actual target.
Right. Noob tube across the map while their mom's yelling at Jordan. Yeah.
See, my favorite was for the throwing knife across the map because that was the ultimate, like, get fucked.
The thing about most COD lobbies, 9 times out of 10, it was some motherfucker listening to some shitty ass music in the fucking background you could hear through his microphone. That was it. That's all you heard. You didn't actually hear him talk. You just heard some shit music in the background through a shitty ass, you know, fucking early 2000s microphone that sounded like crap, you know.
Yep. So
that was what you heard the most.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So anyways, so they were talking about it's not even Black Ops 7 beta. It's fucking just Black Ops 6 free weekend.
Yeah. Shit. It's just all it is just trying to get people. The whole goal is just to pull people away from Battlefield because here's the real goal. They don't want to have Call of Duty have a very successful launch because the best thing that they can possibly have is for people to say this game sucks and go back to Call of Duty because they're going to want to ingest that same slop over and over again. Why? Because Battlefield hasn't put out anything like this in a very long time. Realistically, forget every Battlefield game up until Battlefield 4. That was the last real Battlefield game. Because if you go talk to anybody who is a Battlefield fan and enjoyed the Battlefield franchise and anything about Battlefield, you know that Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4 was the prime of Battlefield. Everything else sucked. Now, we have the Return of the King coming. We have Battlefield 6, which is trying to be bad. This is what,
We'll
but this is,
see.
remember, this is what I told you several weeks ago. The dev said they really want to make this like a somewhat spiritual successor to Bad Company in terms of what people loved.
Right.
That's what they're aiming for. Is that
I'm very curious to see. Like I know they're talking a big game, and I had a lot of fun in the beta. But I'm really curious to see what kind of extra monetization loot box if they're gonna pull that crap. You know what I mean? Now, like there's some cooler stuff where they're like a forge mode type thing where people can build their own maps and gameplays. You know, set up their own like game modes and stuff like that. So there's going to be like other things to do. Yep. There is announced a battle royale mode, which I don't know if I'll ever even touch. So I mean, there's a lot more content announced for the full game. So I'm curious to see.
Yes.
So I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping, really am.
Like, and I don't want to sit here and overhype it. I'm just saying that for somebody who's looked for Battlefield for a long time, and I can go back and I can remember some of my more favorite times were playing Modern Warfare 1 and 2, the originals, Battlefield 3, and the old school Halo days. That's what I loved the most.
Yeah.
I remember playing Bad Company 2 for the first time. I was over at a friend's house, and he popped in Bad Company 2. It was about 8:30 at night. I was still playing at 8. We were still playing at 8:30 in the morning, and I ended up not going to sleep. I got in my car and I went home.
Yeah, not to be that guy. I'm not a Battlefield old school guy. Like I didn't play Bad Company. I think I jumped in with Battlefield 3.
Okay.
And played it. And I think I played some of 4. Battlefield 3 was bugged, and that was when I didn't have a lot of friends online to play with at that time anyway. So
I had the best group of friends for Battlefield 3. We were jihad jeeping the absolute hell out of that game. It was jihad jeeps, jihad four-wheelers, jihad attack copters. Those were good days. We had a lot of fun.
To me,
ADs may not have been high, but
peak PvP shooter, FPS shooter stuff was like Modern Warfare 2, a little bit of Black Ops 6. I actually didn't like. A lot of people really like Black Ops, not 6. I'm sorry, Black Ops, the first one,
the original
Black Ops. I didn't care for them online as much as I did. I liked Modern Warfare 2 better. I just so there was an art style or some kind of engine. They felt graphically different. Between Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, the first one, it just
they changed the engine a little bit. I think that was because of the game company that was running it.
Well, yeah. So it was Treyarch did Modern Warfare, and then
it was Infinity Ward did
yes. Treyarch
Modern Warfare did Black Ops.
Okay, Treyarch did Black Ops, yeah, and Infinity Ward was I'm sorry.
Yep. Okay. So that's why you had a slight graphic fidelity issue at the time of going between the two games. But I mean, I remember playing a little bit of Black Ops PvP, and I can tell you that I quit that so fast because if only Shadow was here to talk about it, he could swear on this as gospel that the RC car had the biggest rage boner for me, and 80% of the kills I received in Call of Duty was from the RC car. And when I actually showed it to him, played back, he was crying at how often that car found me and not anybody else in the map. It was always me. And I eventually quit because I got tired of getting blown up by that damn RC car.
Yep.
So,
like I said, so I'm curious to see. But the games have already been reviewed.
Yeah. Speaking of which, on Battlefield 6's physical copies, we want to talk about this. Yeah. This is interesting because talk about the old school days. Hey, do you remember when you could just put a game in and play it?
Here's the thing, though. Pretty much only PlayStation because nobody else has nobody else can even get a physical copy. What are you gonna fucking buy a disc and put it in your PC? I didn't have a fucking disc drive in my PC. How the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, I still got a Blu-ray player in this one.
Oh yeah.
I still got a Blu-ray.
I don't. I don't. That's the crappy part. But it is very cool to see Battlefield 6 copies are content complete and required no initial install according to early copy holders. Now, that doesn't mean there probably won't be a day one patch because most games have that. But if you could just launch it, like if you could put it in your stock, put it in your PS5, not connected to the internet, and just play the fucking campaign without having to log on and do a bunch of extra crap, that's actually pretty cool because a lot of games are basically just they're just keys.
Yeah.
And you have to download the whole game anyway.
Yep.
I know I did that. I hated that with Destiny. So I bought my PS4 that I bought the Destiny version when it launched. So it came with the disc. So I had to put the fucking Destiny disc in every single time I played it. And it was all online. I had to download it every time,
Yeah. Parts of the game were still spun off the disc, but what you were downloading was all the other parts of the assets that couldn't be ran off the disc. Because it was only the original Destiny, I believe, was only a single layer Blu-ray. Destiny later games became more prominent on dual layer Blu-rays.
Well, it was all online anyway, so.
Well, true, but that's normally what part of it is the main core was on the disc.
So how much was a single? How many gigs was a single layer Blu-ray? I thought they were like 80 gigs.
No, they were 25. I believe it was 25 and 50 gigabyte discs. Were the original sizes, or it was something around like that. Because it was a single layer and then a dual layer. And once it became
holding
dual
25
layer,
and dual layer up to holding 50 gigs. Okay.
Yep.
Higher capacity discs are available, including 100 gigs and 128 gigs. Blu-ray XL.
I don't think we ever got games on the XL.
Triple and quadruple layers. Yeah, I kind of wonder if PS5 games are on. Because they have to be. Dude, these games are over 100 gigs.
It has to be. Either that, they're compressing it down, because that is the value of downloading it. You can make the files bigger, where you're definitely going to have to compress for disk.
I think bigger file size is also kind of bullshit. I think I think they don't cut out enough
bloat that they should.
Bloat that's in most
or
of these
just
games.
Pure optimization.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Optimization is something that they lost the fucking definition of that in 2025.
Yep. So, have you heard about the review?
You said it's basically a key. It always needs to be inserted and even have it exit. Yeah.
Y'all heard about the review yet of Battlefield 6? The campaign, at least?
Yeah, so I like I said, we've been talking about this throughout the day, and I keep seeing Twitter posts or X posts about it, how IGN has given Battlefield 6 a 5. And IGN doesn't even give him the fucking 7, bro. They give him a fucking 5. Mediocre, a safe, dull reimagining of what Battlefield once was, rather than a bold reinvention of what it could be. So the funny thing is too, because they gave Concord a 7, they gave Veilguard a 9, they gave all of these other games why? You can't trust these people.
No, and hey, you want to know what else you can't trust? You can't trust Simon Cardy either. Because hey, look at this bullshit.
Okay, please click on his profile, please.
Oh, I will. But yeah, look at this. This is Call of Duty 6 campaign. He's giving this shit a fucking 9.
Yeah, please.
So let's go see what this guy does.
Let me see this picture. I want to see this goofy. What the fuck is that?
All right, so
Simon Carter, senior editor at IGN. He covers broad spectrum of games. Stop scrolling, please. Oh, there we go. Entertainment topics by writing and producing reviews and previews for features, as well as hosting a weekly IGN UK. Oh, he's from the fucking UK. That's why. Goddamn, they can't even keep their country straight. Some of his favorite projects he's worked on include documentary on the creation of League of Legends. Fucking League of Legends fan, red flag. Pop group KDA behind the scenes feature of Dune and West Side Story. What the fuck?
All right, let's dive into this. So
a sports fanatic. What? The only sports this motherfucker's ever played is ping pong.
All right, so let's see here. Reviews. So he's got Death Stranding.
No, we don't trust him. Here's the thing. We do not trust IGN's reviews. we're just going to talk a lot of shit about them.
He's done Last of Us 2 season finale reviews. Last of Us Marvel Rivals. Let's go over here to Marvel Rivals and see what
Marvel Rivals.
He gave Marvel Rivals an 8. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Surely. Let's see here. Let's see Death Stranding. Did he give this a masterpiece?
Wait, did he write the I'm getting bored of every... Did he write that?
Yes, he did.
I'm getting bored
7
of
days
every
ago.
PlayStation game telling the same story.
And
this motherfucker got pronouns in bio.
No. Where is the actual review? Let's see. Here's a Bond review. For the big preview.
Yeah. Does he talk shit about how Amazon photoshopped all the guns out of all the Bond posters? Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, so Amazon owns James Bond now.
Okay.
Then you go on Amazon to look up Google Amazon James Bond posters. Sorry to get off topic, but this is important.
Come on, R. Go. Okay. Images. And it's for the game or for
No, just Amazon James Bond movie poster.
Oh, okay. James Bond movie posters.
Amazon.
What in the...
Yeah, put that on the screen real quick.
Damn it, Bobby. What in the hell? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get the image brought up. A bigger one that's not that, because that's way too small. Come on, load. I've got way too many tabs open right now. Open. Okay, here you go. This. What the shit?
The Pierce Brosnan's just jerking off in the air now.
What?
It's not just him. It's all of them, too. It's all of them.
What's wrong? This is like classic Bond. James Bond.
They should just put a dildo in all their fucking hands at this point, for fuck's sake, dude. This is just, I don't... So okay, here's the weird, and former, previous guest on the podcast, Jazz, Digital Soul Spark, pointed out in a tweet, they took the gun out of his hand, but what's at the end of the 7? It's literally in your motherfucking logo, bro.
Right there. Yep. Well, we don't want to promote as much violence. It's probably what the deflection is.
It's just in your logo.
Hey, Nemo, don't hate on my shake weight, okay? Someday I'm going to be the strongest ever. All right?
Right. No, he's doing a 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh! Finger pointer. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, back to the Battlefield fucking thing. Let's read the actual review. Let's actually just read the review.
Read what this bastard actually had to say. All right, share this tab.
All right.
It has been 7 years since the last Battlefield campaign, a decade since the last one set in a modern day. The intriguing but ultimately flawed hard line. In that time, Doom and its sequels took the speed of a single-player first-person shooter to the next level. Titanfall 2 pushed level design forward in innovative ways, and even Call of Duty reinvented itself several times over several different occasions.
By making it Fortnite.
To varying degrees of success. But Battlefield 6, in little interest in innovation, instead firmly looking back at what made the series so successful 2 console generations ago. Aside from being an impressive technical showcase at times,
so it looks good.
Yes, it is set. It's a small set of routine missions. Has little new to offer. There is some variety and a few moments of impressive scale to be found, but overall, it's over so quickly you barely had time to savor them, though it never quite feels like a full-on afterthought. Its campaign comes across as a sidearm of Battlefield 6's arsenal when placed alongside its more grand multiplayer suite.
So this is just okay. Devil's advocate. This is just the campaign, and he's bitching about how the campaign is short. And I mean, how many war game fucking stories can you do? There's not that many. Now, could it have been done masterfully? Yes, true. That definitely could have been a thing, and maybe it's not. I'm gonna play the campaign regardless.
We'll be doing that tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yeah, it'll be a couple weeks for me before I get the chance, because I'm not gonna have it for a week or so. Wait until my faster internet comes along. So I don't know, man. Like this feels to me like he wants to fucking throw something at it. You know, he could be like, look, Battlefield 6 is back. It's great. You know, there's less, you know, single player stuff, but who's actually going to be playing the single player stuff anyway? Like, it's not designed around single player. So I don't know why he's giving us a 5. I don't know why he's reviewing the fucking single player at all anyway.
Because they do it for Call of Duty. All right.
Okay, so they gave Call of Duty a 9 or whatever for their single player campaign. I honestly, what the fuck is? Can anybody say what the fuck about the Black Ops? What the fuck is it about? You know,
that's the Cold War.
Yeah, the pure size and number of enemies that fled the screen and its missions certainly in conversation with this, but in the other palm, it crushes all hope of crafting a thrilling story that has a chance of stepping out into the shadow cast by these multiplayer modes. So he's saying like the multiplayer is going to be way better than what the single player is. I don't know. It's just such a fucking nitpicky shit. Like I said, like, I don't know. I would love a cool tactical first person multiplayer, story driven fucking style game or whatever. But I don't know if for like single player, multiplayer campaign, co-op, PvE thing or whatever. So I don't know.
I think he's also complaining. So here's the verdict. Let's read this because this also kind of is a little bit telling of their headspace. After 9 missions in just 5 hours, Battlefield 6's campaign's flame doesn't burn for long, and it doesn't burn particularly bright at times either. It's a staggering spectacle to behold at times, and a threat for the ears at others. Or a treat for the ears at others. But when it comes to mission design and an engaging plot, it fails to deliver all. A quick afternoon of fun, it's safe reimagining of what Battlefield once was, but far from a bold reinvention of what it could and maybe should be now. I think he's hoping for a pie in the sky. I think he's hoping for a pie in the sky thing.
I think there could have been some cooler, like dev team, dev group, style, missions or whatever. I think that would have been cooler. I think that would have been cool enough.
Was this said before the COD 7 200,000 dislike trailer? This is after. So, but remember
today, right?
Yeah, this was literally posted today. That this guy is sitting here jerking off COD way too hard. And this is one of the things that I wanted to, grind on is Simon should not be reviewing fucking Battlefield and Call of Duty because it's obvious he's a Call of Duty fan and he's going to be more critical of Battlefield.
Okay, what does he say? So, depending on, to play devil's advocate for the gay guy, which I'm just assuming he is, if it's like 9 missions, 5 hours, it's fairly short or whatever. Like it didn't feel like they put enough eggs in that basket. If they put any more time, and most Call of Duty campaigns aren't that long, maybe 10 hours max. But if they felt like they put a little bit more into the story, I can understand where he's coming from, maybe giving it a better. Do I think it would ever be worthy of a fucking 9? No, I don't ever think that. But,
I think what we got here is we've got Activision wallet. He is definitely being influenced by Daddy Activision keeping money going into the IGN wallet, because everything Call of Duty comes out, it's a fucking 9. It's a masterpiece. This is grand. Yeah. This is amazing. This is epic.
IGN clearly gets paid. But see, that's the thing too, because they gave like Veilguard a 9. That was an EA game. Clearly not a 9. Nobody thought that game was a 9 unless they were a shill. Nobody did. That's why it didn't sell well, because it wasn't great. IGN is very, man, come on.
IGN has gone downhill a lot, and it's more IGN has become something to fuck off against than it is actually trust. I remember the days when going to IGN meant something. Like,
his profile picture in the fucking tiny icon looks like a 80-year-old woman. Simon, like his tiny little profile picture, whatever.
Right here.
Yeah. Like at the bottom of the video too. It's on the screen. It's like it looks like a.
I think what he's asking for is, I think he's after something that you're not going to get in any high multiplayer designed game. Okay. I think if you're wanting a story that truly reimagines what military operations are about, it can't really have a massive multiplayer setup, because the budget needs to be spent on the campaign.
Yeah.
I think it's totally plausible to do. I think you can make a masterful story, but you've really got to go in and tell it. But you got to think too, how do you tell a gunplay story where the idea is shooting everything and tell this special ops mission of sort? Like, you've obviously got to set it up right. You've got to.
So that was kind of, thinking about like how the original Modern Warfare was. So you do the fucking tutorial is you're doing a practice run of the ship, which is the first mission. So the tutorial, you slide down a rope and you've got like plywood stuff set up, and you're doing like a run through of how the ship is going to be.
Raise your hand if you got the achievement for doing that in under 30 seconds.
Yeah, I did.
And then raise your hand if you got Mile High Club.
Yeah, I didn't get Mile High Club. I didn't play that long. It was like legendary or whatever.
You had to beat that in under 50 seconds, I think.
On veteran, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but like those are cool, like Spec Ops missions. Like it didn't, it followed kind of a story, but you had different missions where, So
I personally think if you're going to go get if you're wanting that reimagined epic grandeur, you're definitely 100% going to have a focused single player campaign game for that. And
right. I kind of wish, and what sucks is the problem with multiplayer and they're spending so much focus on multiplayer, online PvP multiplayer, is that I feel like we lose out on a lot of what could be cool, like war game stuff. We don't see that anymore.
Correct. Like I remember the SOCOM series. I'm that old. I had the SOCOM PS3 gun. That was weird as shit to play with, by the way.
I guess Tom Clancy, the Ghost Recon games were pretty good, story driven, but it was third person. It wasn't even first person. Helldivers is, but what I mean is like,
we mean like actual military, like mil sim.
Well, the Spec Ops missions. Like I want to play some fucking Spec Ops missions with people. You know what I mean? Like the 2-player stuff that was included in the Modern Warfare games, and then up until the last Modern Warfare game had some like cool, like you fucking parachute in night and you're fucking running nogs and trying to like, break into these installations, and you got to be, you're using suppressors so you don't want to set off alarms and shit. Stuff like that. It's good, like one person in a fucking AC 130, whether the person runs whatever, like those kind of missions. Like we don't see those anymore, and that kind of sucks. That kind of stuff right there was cool, but yeah, we just don't see it. And if we do get first person shooters, we get like a Doom or something that is all run and gun. Fuck, dude, I cannot get my camera in the right spot at all.
I think
I can't stay comfortable in this chair. It sucks.
I think what we would realistically need is we would need to get a game company to partner up with the Navy and the Marines, the Army and the Air Force, and create a real great story that implies all the things of what is necessary to make a
War Thunder's kind of similar to that. Arma, I guess Arma has some modes.
Arma is just hard milsim though.
Right. But there's some some customization stuff you can do where you can kind of make your own stuff. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. We just don't see.
Because I mean, imagine a multiplayer or a story campaign where you have to wait and hold out for 15 minutes for that F-18 strike to come in.
Right.
And that's part of the mission. It's a real hard timer, and you've got, X amount of rounds to live through this 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's like the spectacle of some of the, and the AC 130 missions were fucking awesome, dude. That was so cool. And it was you don't have to do it all the time, but just like, having that broke up to an AC 130 mission, or somebody running a helicopter gunner, or, just all that stuff that you could do. We don't see it. And I know we're getting off topic here from Battlefield, but I just find because we're going to be, once I said, I got to wait till I get moved into the other place or whatever. But, once we get Battlefield and playing them, the spectacle stuff in Battlefield 6 is really fun as far as that goes. Like the actual multiplayer stuff where your teammates goes down, you fucking drag them around the corner and fucking.
That was a great addition.
Them. Yeah. And I'm really curious to see too, because they said a lot of stuff has changed. I don't know if they're gonna, because there's a lot of people bitching about hard locking classes or whatever again with certain weapon types, no open weapons or whatever.
But
to me,
at least they fixed the one thing you hated about the game.
Well,
which was the movement.
Well, I didn't hate the movement.
Yes, you did. You hated the guys running around doing the Call of Duty shit because they had them where they were able to do that. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't like people jump shooting crap all the time, bouncing.
They've made it to be more military like.
Right. Well, if you jump, you
grounded.
can't really aim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that makes sense. I don't know.
They also changed the sliding momentum stuff because it was how they were abusing the slide mechanic to the jump mechanic. You can't move that much faster now. It's meant to be more grounded.
Right.
So, we'll see what tomorrow ends up dropping because I know I'm going to do a little bit of the campaign, and then if there's 9 missions, I'll probably play 3 and then jump into multiplayer.
Right. And that's with other modes coming out too. I'm curious to see what the other game modes are. I keep seeing in the trailer there's a fucking drone. I'm curious about what that is. I'm curious about how that's going to work because that wasn't in the beta at all.
No,
clearly not all the weapons and stuff weren't in the beta either.
No, because there's always the classic. You have your revolver, you have your Desert Eagle, you have your you normally have the HK USP-45. We were missing the Dragunov. We were missing the Barrett 50 caliber. We were missing all sorts of classic.
I kind of wonder about some of that stuff too. Making like the Barrett anti-material where you can actually, fucking deal with tanks or deal with armor.
Oh,
or
no, that
whatever.
very much works. So in
Right.
the map, so there are certain weapons you cannot ever own. So like recent battle, like Battlefield 4, you could not own the "you suck at shooting." So if you wanted a US AS, you could only get it in close-quartered maps in certain loot boxes. And then you had like 30 rounds of get fucked. And I mean, it was pop, 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 pop. So I mean, imagine that being able to like run around with for a while.
Yeah, so
Now,
I wonder how that, because there was no loot box. Clearly there was no kind
no,
of
not
like.
on the maps there. They were at random locations.
Well, okay,
And
so just weird speculation. Sorry, I gotta get this out of my head.
yeah,
The big desert map or whatever, the big
yes.
rocky map where everybody was sniping or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if those would be like a fucking random drop from like loot crate fucking
No, so there's so what they are is
it
it was at least in Battlefield 4, the way they did it was a weapon case laying on the ground at random locations.
right, but that's what I'm wondering, like, instead of, to me, if you're gonna hold with more realism or whatever, it would just be like a fucking AC-130 comes out and drops like a supply drop deal, and then that's when those weapons appear on the map, is when they're fucking parachuted into a spot instead of randomly, showing up here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was also, you had to know where they were too. You had to know where they were.
That's what I'm saying. If it was like a parachute, like, oh, here, radio somebody comes across the radio, supplies are being dropped in, something in the supply case, and then now, both teams could try to fight for that too, because they both can see it coming.
The best part about that was, especially if you knew the spawn locations, get somebody to drop a C4 down, and then get somebody to put a ammo box on top of it. They'll never see the C4. They'll see the ammo box. Somebody comes walking up, C4, kaboom. And
that's what I mean. Yeah. It's I mean, like the random locations. Like, that's why I said the supply drop thing would kind of make more sense. So I guess the drones that we're seeing probably will be some kind of loot drop deal as well.
No, the drones are going to be a class of, I think, the engineer or the recon is going to get a drone.
They're like, yeah, but they're like mine drones. I don't know. The recon, the fucking engineer gets all the fucking goodies for as far as I'm concerned.
So
RPGs and everything,
I am for the the last time I remember playing with the drone, it was a spotting tool. It wasn't like the Hellfire drones where you could send rockets off and shit like that.
In the trailer, though, it showed it blowing up.
Okay, so if they've got it going kamikaze, then
it was like a C4 drone or something.
I mean, see, we would just do stupid shit with four-wheelers and put C4 on it, and good luck.
I'm actually surprised we didn't do any of that with the Jeeps in the beta.
It was not the right maps to do it, and you didn't want to take, because unfortunately for the maps we had, you had to let the tanks do the thing, so you couldn't jihad a tank.
There's people doing it, but are we going to get bigger maps?
Yes, there is far bigger maps in the game. So. No, they said really that. There is one map that is like 3 times the size of some of the stuff we're playing.
Well, yeah, because shit, and even in 2042, we had like, I want to say it went up to fucking M and L fucking locations. There was like, fucking, 15 points to
they're going to be massive.
Like that, yeah. That's what I hope we get back, because those maps, which were much bigger than your normal standard Call of Duty map, were still pretty tiny in comparison for your vehicles and stuff,
Oh, especially when you add in fighter jets, they can cover that ground in seconds.
Well, yeah.
Because on the larger ones in Battlefield 4, the F-18 could go across the map in seconds. So if you wanted to chase down somebody on the other F-18 or the MiG,
it was like,
you could totally do it.
So the 2 maps that allowed tanks
was the Peaks map where you were going up in the desert,
right?
And then
that's what I mean. Like, but the 2 maps, there was only like 2 lanes you could go down. right?
Yes.
There's like 2 roads that a tank would even fit, and so people would just bottleneck those roads, and most of your armor, a lot of times never survived. So a bigger map, so
with open ways, many ways to get to it is going to be.
In 2042, we did a lot of tank shit. We had I forget what tank it was, but we would call in just like a 2-man tank, 1 driver, 1 gunner.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like the tracks went all the way up around it, and it was fucking super fast and super agile or whatever. So we would just fucking run point to point to point in this fast ass tank, and you could just run everywhere. You could run through fucking through ditches and just all over. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of
I think we're going to end up with I think we're going to end up with a pretty decent multiplayer community, and the story will be fun to play. The biggest thing I think we can hope for is, if they don't bring it at launch, is bring it eventually as co-op ability to go through and fuck off with your friends in it. I think would be fun.
Give some more, because there's a forge thing. So if there was some kind of where you could set up PvP spec ops style modes or whatever, PvP style, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I can see that
with bots and whatnot, because really there wasn't even any bot play or nothing. So that was one of the cooler things that I enjoyed in the later Modern Warfare game. The last one I played, Modern Warfare 2, the new one. It had your standard multiplayer, death match and all those maps, but then it had like a bigger mode, which was a lot like how Battlefield's, where you could get fucking tanks and helicopters and fucking Humvees and stuff, and you could get around, and there were bigger maps, and it was like 50 v 50. There's a lot of bots that would show up on the map too if it didn't get whatever, but it actually had lanes, bigger maps where you could like set up a fucking sniper point and fucking snipe, and there was a lot of cooler modes in that, and I enjoyed the shit out of those. So I'm curious to see if well, like I said, so that's basically what Black Ops, or not, what Battlefield was doing is basically Call of Duty copied those modes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because COD was always the small scale
right
shooter, and then the biggest Call of Duty map would be like a small Battlefield map, or a small like medium Battlefield map. And then when Battlefield had small maps, you were like, "What is this bullshit?"
Right.
So, well, tomorrow we'll get to see what really goes on and get to see what the community's real opinion is, because that fucktard has.
Yeah, it's very telling too. What else did we have left?
So we've got some sad news. Disney officially shuts Hulu down after 20 years. For whatever dumb reason, Disney Plus has merged with Hulu.
So Disney's owned Hulu.
Yes, but they merged it.
Right.
Which is like,
which is stupid. They should have merged it and just left it Hulu instead of taking it and completely conforming it to Disney. I think the Hulu brand is more recognizable and more respected streaming service. And Disney Plus is not a respected streaming service. It's just not. It doesn't matter if their whole library comes. People go, I've been watching Hulu. I want to watch my Hulu shows. Oh, that's Disney Plus now. Well, I don't want to watch Disney Plus. I'm going to watch Hulu shows. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think they're going to connect those dots. Whereas if you were to put your Disney Plus shows on Hulu, I mean, I don't know.
But the issue is the brand. Disney Plus is the brand that they want to push for.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's the same thing. When Sony bought out Crunchyroll and Funimation, they went with Crunchyroll, which was fucking stupid. Just Funimation was around before Crunchyroll was. Why they stuck with the Crunchyroll brand blows my mind.
Yeah,
it's, you know what I mean. Like I never did. I still cannot figure that out. People are like, well, Funimation had a bad name. Crunchyroll was originally a fucking pirate site, dude. That's what it was.
Yep. But shows you can turn your life around and become mainstream. But yeah, it's officially shut down. Announced on October 2nd that next year Hulu's content will be fully integrated into Disney Plus. The huge chain marks an end of an era. The service that launched in 2007, the year I graduated high school. Holy shit. The shift will begin on October 8th when Hulu will replace the Star brand internationally, becoming Disney's global hub for adult-oriented programming. So,
yeah. Meanwhile, Demon Slayer outranking several movies. Yeah, so there was another article that Nemo had put in there that was it IGN as well?
No, it's yeah, I had it right here. Where is it? The Demon Slayer article is right. Shit, it's up further. There it is. Game Rant.
Demon Slayer's new movie is big, but it might have just ruined the franchise.
Yeah, bringing it up right now.
I still want to see this. So they're saying it's too good. People came too hard to this movie, and they won't be able to get it up for the next one. Is that what they're trying to say?
All right. So Demon Slayer, the biggest anime series at the moment, and no other series has even remotely come close. The series has become so big that it is a worldwide sensation today. I'm sorry, did we forget about Sword Art Online? Like the grandfather, the reason why this is even here? Demon Slayer will always be big, but the hype definitely died down for a while until it was revived in full force with the newest movie, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1. Akaza's return. If fans thought the Mugen Train was big, this movie took it to a whole other level and became #1 box office hit in Japan. Of course.
I clearly don't have 7 TV set up because I see Nemo putting the fucking emotes in chat, but I can't see them.
More success is to come for Demon Slayer as its next 2 movies are highly anticipated, but sadly, Demon Slayer's own movie success has caused the downfall of its franchise by dragging a single arc into an endeavor over 6 years.
So they announced. So I watched the series, the actual anime series, right up until the last season. They're falling into the castle.
Okay.
The very last episode of the last season that released was they were falling into this castle, right?
Okay.
And they then announced that what will end the series is 3 movies.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any more like episodes. It's just going to be these 3 like movies. So if you get a movie every 2 years, and this movie is 3 hours long. A 3-hour animated movie is crazy.
That is wild. For a hand-drawn process.
Well, I mean, there's probably going to be some CG stuff, but whatever. Like, it's still nuts to have like a movie like that long. So if we're going to get those every 2 years until it ends, I don't know if it's good. I don't think so. I think the hype by the time the second movie comes out, you can go back and watch the first movie and get rehyped for the second movie.
You can go watch the anime even.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When the third movie comes out, you can go back and watch the first 2 and watch the third one. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
I mean, let's be real. Me and my ex-girlfriend sat down for 3 weekends straight watching every fucking Marvel movie up through Infinity War to literally go see Endgame on release night in IMAX. And at that point, she was like, holy shit, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Where has this been all my life? And I was like, listen, I don't know what rock you were living under, but these movies have been out a while. And she was blown away after watching everything up to Infinity War. And then she was blown away at Endgame. And she couldn't believe it. But it's like, that's how you do this. You go back and you
Right.
degen watch everything.
So, sorry, I wanted to bring this up. So, Victor said it's a rated R movie, an animated film with a low budget, and a lot of people pulled up to it more than him. So, are you talking about is the Demon Slayer movie rated R, or are you talking about a different movie and I just missed it? I don't know. Is Demon Slayer rated R?
Yeah,
it is.
that's what it looks like.
Okay, I don't think it has a low budget. As far as animated goes,
You have to realize animation is normally
it's
40,000. It's normally like $40,000 a minute.
Yeah, and they're fucking cranking it, dude. It's not. I would say. Have you watched any of the anime at all? The Demon Slayer anime?
I have seen the first season.
Okay.
I understand it a decent bit, and I think I saw the train because one of my ex-girlfriends wanted to watch it at the time.
Right. Let me hang on a second. Let me send you a clip, real quick. Let me find it here.
Yeah, it's rated R here in the States.
Try to find it here. Yeah. And their seasons are weird. Hang on. What the fuck?
Trying to find a specific scene or something.
Like I'm trying to find the scene. Hang on, here it is. Season 2 entertainment is what it is. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so this is the end of season 2.
You want to play it on stream?
Yeah, play it on stream.
Okay.
Because you haven't seen it, so we'll get your live reaction to it.
All right.
So compared from season 1 to season 2, how this ended, like the animation budget was crazy. Watch the volume. I don't know how if there's gonna be music or whatever, but. The scale of how this plays, like the.
Mm-hmm.
like all the way across this cityscape and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they leveled up their animation on this. You know,
Yeah.
and the movie, I imagine, is going to be equal to this the whole time. You know what I mean? This is the climactic fight. You know, so and they blow up a whole freaking city.
Yeah, that is that's definitely top-notch animation. And a lot of that's actually more simple than you think it is. It's not as crazy because what you have to realize is when they go out and they make a lot of this stuff, they make very large, what they call maps, which is an area that they're drawing over and that they're moving around as they're moving. So the stage is easier to animate as they move the camera, the digital camera across it. So
right.
you have these guys that go in and draw these large scenes because they map out the animation on this sheet on where they're going to be going. So that as you pan that camera through it, it looks like you're moving through this massive cityscape. And then you obviously do have to do turnarounds where it will be 3D'd and, you will do those types of things. And then some scenes where you just have the basic mouth flap with a bunch of just random noise moving behind it. So, I mean, it definitely is not saying it's cheap or easy to do, but that is definitely a well done animation to hold out like that.
Yeah, the way the colors are, the way they overlap and edit everything together, from like over the map where they have the flashes and all the blade movement and stuff like that.
Yep, and that's done. Great. I mean, thankfully you got the lead animator, you have all the animation team that's going behind doing the between frame stuff. You have the color artists, the visual effects people that are going in and putting stuff on top of it. All of that helps make.
So we're talking about anime now at this point, which is fine. So as much budget as they put into this, I went back and watched Fairy Tail from the beginning. The first season of Fairy Tail is very there's a lot of fucking stills to it. Like there's not a lot of action to it if you actually look at it. And by the time you get to the final season, right? They up the budget and stuff in the final season. They up the animation, looks so much better in the final season. And then you jump over into 100 Years Quest, and it goes back to season 1 Fairy Tail style again, where it's very still shots, and there's a lot of talking leading up to it, and then the fights last 10 seconds, and that's it. Like there's no actual drawn out, and it hurts my heart after watching, the Tartarus arc, and then going into the final Spriggan arc or whatever. The final arc compared, like these 100 Year Quests fucking sucked animation wise. So
probably not sure on their budget if they could pull it off still, if the hype was still there because it had been so long.
Well, so the problem now too is like they got to episode 25 and then hit indefinite hiatus or something on it. Like it's not like they haven't produced any more episodes. I don't know why. Like they did the same thing with the Eden Zero show. Like they got it to the second season and then nothing. Like it petered out. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Probably just poor management, honestly.
Well, say the Eden Zero deal, which kind of fucked it, was Netflix did the first season, and then when it came to the second season, Crunchyroll got it, and then some of the actors weren't like the season 2 was never dubbed. So
makes sense.
Yeah, they kind of jacked it up. What else do we have left?
All right, so next up, we have some interesting news to share, which is Discord says 70,000 users may have had their government IDs leaked in a breach. Discord claims that attackers are circulating inaccurate information about the breach of customer service provider as part of an extortion attempt. Discord has identified approximately that 70,000 users may have had their government ID photos exposed as part of a customer service data breach announcement last week. Spokesperson New Wexler tells The Verge a tweet by VX Underground said the company was being extorted over a breach of its Zendesk instance by a group claiming to have 1.5 terabytes of age verification related photos. Approximately, it's 2,185,151 photos. This sounds like some
Have I done an age? Yeah, I'm gonna say I haven't.
This sounds like UK bullshit because they're the ones over having to take photos of their dick and shit to be able to.
That'd be weird, but
yeah, but
okay, continue.
You have to take these photos to be able to verify your ID to use the internet over there. Because
as I say, I was going to ask, has anybody actually been asked to do age verification here? So yeah, that must be more UK stuff.
That's that. I think it's all the UK or whatever the European Union's Online Safety Act bullshit that they've been doing. Because as far as I've never had to give my photo ID on anything, and I only tell people to go fuck themselves if somebody asks for my ID. That's not mandatory to know.
Right.
So Discord doesn't have mine. So I think this is if you live over in Europe, this is more of your thing. If somebody in the US has had this, and it doesn't actually say, because this is also what's misleading about this, is it does not say where the security breach happened. But as far as I know, let's see here. The following week, last week's announcement, the security incident involved a third-party customer service address. First start as a blog post or second number. Discord impacted globally and approximately 70,000 users. Yeah, nothing here. And it doesn't say where, but I'm assuming this sounds like some European crap, which is, again, why you guys need to wisen up and stop electing these fucking idiots into your government and stop letting shit like this happen. Where
UK needs to colonize itself.
And honestly, like, I get what it's trying to do. It's trying to protect people from things that are bad, but overprotection eventually gets too much information out there, which then allows people to now get more information on you. Because if the bad people get smarter, then they can get more information on you because there's more information now being forced out there. Related to the incident with Steam and Amazon recently. Now that I haven't actually heard about. So then we go over to this real quick, which is also really weird. And it kind of has gone along with the theme that we've been talking about these last few weeks, which is more than 60% of U.S. game players only buy 2 games or fewer per year, survey finds. Only 4% buy more than 1 game a month, data says. The majority of video game players in the United States only buy 1 or 2 games a year. Market research of the company Circana's senior director, Matt Piscatella, shared data from its Q3 in 2025 Future of Video Game survey, specifically its data on purchase frequency among players in the U.S. According to the data, 18% of players in the U.S. buy a new video game about once every 6 months, while 12% buy one once a year. The survey also found that 33% of players buy a new game less than once per year, meaning a combined 63% of players buy 2 or fewer games a year. On the other hand, end of the scale, 22% of the buyers buy a new game around once every 3 months, with 10% saying they buy one roughly every month. Just 4% said they buy a game more than 1 game a month. Commenting on findings, Piscatella suggests that of those 14% who buy 1 game or more per month are mainly responsible for the continued trajectory of the full price games. I think it's just also games suck right now and people aren't wanting to spend money on crappy games. Because let's see here, when Nintendo 64 dropped, I wanted everything. I wanted Wave Racer, I wanted Super Mario 64, I wanted The Legend of Zelda, I wanted GoldenEye, I wanted Perfect Dark, I wanted Mario Kart 64, and right there's like $800 worth of games. Make good games. People want to buy good games, right?
I think weirdly enough, so these numbers always get me too, because they're like, oh, 50% of people that buy games are female. It's like, yeah, but that's when you added in like fucking Candy Crush numbers and shit like that. And I think this kind of weirdly skews as well. Where it's like, oh, the average person buys 2 games a year. So you get to the average person that buys 1 game a year, or a fucking Madden game every year. And then you get the guy that buys 10 games a year. Well, now you're down to 5. Now your average is down to 5 or whatever. Well, now you get all these people that buy 1 fucking Madden game a year. Because dude, I've got a backlog. It's stupid. And I will buy a fucking $5 game on Steam and probably never even play it. I have several of those in my backlog right now. As far as new games go though, so like I bought Monster Hunter Wilds this year, Dying Like the Beast. I will probably buy Battlefield 6. I'm still on the fence about, I'll either do the EA Play $20 a month thing and play it for a couple months, or I might buy it. I'm not sure. So there's 3 actual games, like full priced launched games. It's probably my 15th or 20th game that I bought this year, something like that. But where do we get into the,
it's also, who do you ask? I mean, how many people, how big was the sample pool?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, how many, are we looking at just AAA, full priced launch games? Or are we looking at full libraries? Or we're looking at early access games, or $20 games, indie games, or you know what I mean? Like, I kind of wonder, or like you, who play a lot of free to play, like gacha style games, or games like that,
or stuck a dick of an MMO for 10 years,
right?
You know?
What's what I mean? Like, do they count games like that, or is it just game purchases? That's what I'm curious about.
That's true. That's a hard data point to find, and that article doesn't say anything really else. Like, it doesn't talk about where they got their data from, and of course they're not going to reveal that, because why would you do that?
All right, let me. I'm look. Okay, I bought Dune this year as well. Dune Awakening.
I have bought this year. Get ready for this. This is a long ass list. You ready? Battlefield 6, Halo Chief Master Collection, Vampire Slayers in 2025.
Okay. Here's my 2025 list. Starting from January 11th, which is the first game that I bought this year. I bought Arma Reforger, which was a modded Arma game. It came with like 3 other games or whatever. I'm not going to count those. Zombie Army 4. Worms Rumble, which I got from Nemo. Ultimate Fishing Simulator, Monster Hunter Wilds, Balatro, Repo, Turbo Golf Racing, Schedule 1, Incursion, Space Marine 2, Void, Dune Awakening, Peak, RoboCop, Resident Evil Village, Crash Insane Trilogy, Ultimate Fishing Simulator 1, Space Marines Deathwing, Evil West, Atomic Heart, Co-op Kaiju Horror Cooking, Witchfire, Tabletop Game Simulator, Card Shop Simulator, Battletoads, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and Dying Like the Beast. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 6, 31 games.
Damn, son. No, those were on sales and not everything.
Yeah, a lot of those were like I said, it's like 3 full price games: Dune Awakening, Dying Light, and Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Most of the rest of them I caught on sale.
Yeah. I mean, that insane Crash Bandicoot, I almost slipped on. I almost got that in Spyro.
Yeah, I bought it. But that's me. Like I said, I play a lot of games. Like you can focus on one game for X number of hours or whatever. Where me, I am. I'll play a game for a little bit, especially with friends. I'll play a game with friends and then bounce to something else, or I want to play a first-person shooter, and then I want to play a third-person action game, and then I want to do like a fucking racing game. Like, you know, I need these itches scratched, I guess, to jump around or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. 2024 had actually less games in 2024.
2024 is even sadder for me. Are you ready for this?
Instead,
Baldur's Gate 3. 2024. So, yeah, I don't buy games too often, but when I do, I make them count.
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, I'll catch the Steam sale. I'll see a game like, oh yeah, this game's older or whatever. I wanted to play it. It's $5, so I'm like, I might as well buy it.
Yeah. Now, if I brought up if I went and found my PlayStation 2 binder, we would have a whole different story. I'd be like, yeah, so all these, and it'd probably be like 3 pages full of like CDs from PlayStation 2. I'd be like, listen, I had a bad habit. All right, back then we did it, you know, or whatever. But nowadays, no. I mean, God, I probably had 50, 60 fucking PlayStation 1 games. Did I play them all at some point? Yes, I did.
Yeah. I was trying to see. I think the actual number of games I have in my Steam library said what it was. 166 games in my Steam library.
Okay.
So, yeah, and like I have a couple games here and there on different launchers or whatever, but it's mostly Steam.
Yeah.
I would say 99% is Steam. You know, since I started PC gaming 5 years ago, you know.
I prefer not to be on Steam, but at the same time, I end up getting most of them on Steam, which is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I would much rather go through Steam. I don't think about doing the direct thing that much. Steam, it's just easier to have it all on Steam, I guess, to try to find it there.
True, but Steam can also forcibly remove something a lot easier where...
No, I agree.
Where if you own the hard client of it, it's a lot easier to do. So, you know, that's just kind of me.
Yeah, my paycheck is buying a Switch is like asking if you want to pay my insurance premium or on Switch. If I'm looking, maybe get Silksong, so VR Chat, Sonic, Shadow Generations, and Steam. That was in 2024 plus Steam support if you get hacked. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. You do have Steam support as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is my hobby as far as that goes. Yeah, I play a lot of games, and there's a lot of games I buy too to play with friends.
Yeah,
to just do co-op stuff with.
Yep. I know I added a few to wish list that you mentioned you wanted to fuck with at some point.
Yeah. So I still want to do those down the road. Like I said, I'm just waiting for other
fast
stuff
internet.
Yeah, faster internet mostly.
Yep.
There's a lot of games where I've bought that I didn't actually play a shit ton of. That's weird too. I was looking through. Where's my Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? I got 7.7 hours in that $70 game. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even beat it all the way. Actually, wasn't as crazy about it.
Yeah.
Still haven't beat fucking Final Fantasy 16. I've still never beaten a Final Fantasy game, period. Any of them.
Well, someday that needs to be on your to-do list to at least beat one.
Well, I actually really like 16. I just probably need to finish it. Those kind of RPG games, I don't know. They don't use Parsec to do with Smash Brothers in general, Resident Evil 5 and 6, and a few others. Yeah.
Parsec's fun.
I do a lot of Dark Tide, or like Warhammer 40k Dark Tide games. I've been playing a lot of the friend slop streamer games, your peaks and stuff like that. Peak is actually really fun compared to, I know a lot of people were doing like these lethal companies where you die and you have to wait, and I don't like that. Honestly, like that aggravates me. It's like you die and it's like, oh, you gotta wait for everybody else to die, and it's like, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting
over here twerking.
Oh, yeah, it's getting to me. It's getting to me. I was trying to scroll through some game trailers to see if anything was popping out. Nothing really. I mean, there's one game called No Time for Pants. It's a side scroller shooter. Like 2D, yeah. Just a dude in his American flag tidy whities shooting a gun.
Interesting.
So that's maybe go check that out if you're interested.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing else really. It's mostly all. There's another friend slop game called All Hands on Deck, and you just play a hand. So there's that. You play like a glove thing.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's pretty
pretty dull.
Yeah, pretty dull.
Alrighty.
Pretty crappy. Yeah, and I kept cruising through X2 to see if anything else is popping off. So trying to figure out. So people were people are still trying to figure out the numbers for Ghost of Yotai.
Mm-hmm.
So the actual sales numbers. Nobody has anything. One thing is kind of telling that Sucker Punch and Sony has not come out praising their sales numbers.
Yeah.
So that's not really a great sign.
No. Because it should be, it was a grand success. Okay. Show us the money. Show us the numbers.
Run, I know you're not a Nikkei fan anymore. But this action figure.
Of what's her face? Quincy.
Yeah.
Yeah, people make good models, man.
Sorry, I just popped up with those.
Yeah, me and Nikkei have a love-hate relationship at this point. And you can mostly thank the creator program for that one. And then the devs being trash.
So, are you excited for Tron?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No. Actually, I've never been a Tron fan. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, Tron Ares. Yeah. Oh, sorry. This is. So I've been seeing not a lot of great reviews about the trailer that's out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Also, have you seen, which is just all over my X feed now, is the Sora videos?
Yes.
Have you seen this is like the women's dishwashing Olympics?
Yes.
Shit like that.
I've seen the Pikachu stuff. I've seen the SpongeBob stuff. I've seen the Stephen Hawking shit.
Yeah, the Stephen Hawking's on the vert ramp and doing NASCAR.
Yep.
Lots of that.
I know I've seen a bunch of stuff with Elon's Grok being from where they've updated its model. Hey, listen, I would watch the shit out of Saving Private Pika.
Mr. Rogers show and tell, he's showing off a M240.
Yep. I would totally watch that.
Yeah, man. So there's cool. Somebody's doing there's a small clip here on Twitter about the Battlefield 6 campaign doesn't deliver on a great story, but it does deliver on great action cinematic pieces. So it's like they're running through a desert map and freaking mortars are going off all around them and stuff, and it looks really fucking cool. The way the explosions and the smoke and stuff, and like that's another big thing too, which is kind of what praising what Battlefield's doing is like they're trying to make the game run on standard hardware, not like super duper. You
don't need a 5090 on overclocked in water cooling and to even think about running it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good too. We'll see how well it keeps working out for them, but
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through. I don't really see anything else that's jumping out at me, man.
Okay.
The Battlefield thing. Honestly, weirdly enough, I don't know. Like, I don't. There's a lot of people talking about, like IGN gave him a 5 for the campaign or whatever. It's like, yeah, but they're not. The way a lot of people are saying it is the game is a 5. I think that's what they're seeing is Battlefield 6 is a 5 and not.
Well, it's the campaign is a 5.
It's just the campaign that's a 5, and like I said, to me that's different.
But still, even to not give that a 7, they give fucking everything a 7.
Right. But and I mean,
so
their gripes is it's short, and not particularly.
But if it's good, if it's short, you can still tell a good short story.
And maybe it's not. I mean, maybe it is a 5. And
I will
just didn't
trust me. I'll let you know if it's trash. I'll be like, no, this was cool as shit.
Yeah. So we'll find out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people aren't buying the game for the campaign anyway.
No, you're buying it for the multiplayer. That's Battlefield. Battlefield is the multiplayer. The campaign is the cool shit you get to do to experience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so like 2042 didn't have a single player campaign.
Yes, and that was one of the downfalls I think of that didn't do as well for it because people got attached to the Bad Company story, the crew that was in it. The Battlefield 3 and 4 stories were cool. They told cool ideas. And you got to have the grand scale of a war sim. That's the thing. It's also telling a story. So, like, to me, still some of the better mil sim stories we've had that I can remember was the Medal of Honor, the recent Medal of Honors. Those two were great.
Yeah, and I kind of miss those, I guess.
Like, those were fun. But we don't have, we haven't had we never got a Medal of Honor 3. We only got the 2, and then they ditched the series.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how EA's new owners do because they own Medal of Honor. So
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, short and long depends on the content. So honestly, for PvP single player story driven military, like I think the Ghost Recon games were really good for like an open world.
Mm-hmm.
Single players so in the first one, Wildlands, it was like you basically played like Spec Ops, dev group against the cartel, and then the second one was like dev group against the private military contractors on a fucking advanced island with like fucking drone tanks and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was fun. But I don't know. We need I really hope we get like a good first person, style game like the old school, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty games.
Yeah, because I mean that Modern Warfare 1 story was baller.
Yeah. Well, all 3 of them were like the multiplayer changed by the time 3 came around. Like I thought 3 was okay in the multiplayer sense, but 2 was where it peaked.
Mm-hmm.
But the story, the way the story continued around, I really enjoyed the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Like, I think 2 was the best, but
yeah,
I think 3, where the story kind of concluded, was really good. So,
because I remember the first time rolling through the suburbs where you're like, holy shit, and you're seeing these paratroopers come in, and you're trying to defuse that nuke, you're trying to get to that.
Yeah.
So
There was
that
one
was
where you're in that cabin or whatever, waiting for your modem to download something, and you had to fight off hundreds of people or whatever.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that. Lots of good times playing Call of Duty. And I think also the other question I have for that jerk off is, did he play it on the hardest difficulty, or did he put it on pussy mode and blast through it?
Oh, you mean the IGN guy?
Yeah. Did he even crank the difficulty up to actually make it challenging? Because to blow through it in 5 hours, you could totally do that on like easy and normal. But if you crank it up to actual like difficult, there ain't no way you're doing that in 5 hours.
Yeah, I doubt. Yeah, I bet he did. Fucking. Well, I mean, for fuck's sake, man, that's easy day for a fucking games journalist. If you only had to play 5 hours, what are you bitching about? Most, you're trying to complete a review for 100-hour game or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a different story. In fucking 5 hours, you'd be like, man, it's 5 hours. It's kind of short, but fuck, got my day over with early or whatever. You can at least.
Yeah.
Yep. That's another thing too. I don't want a game to stick around too long.
Yeah.
So.
Single player, and you're willing to watch it's multiplayer. It's more fun. Yeah. True. All right.
We're at 9:00 my time, so it's probably we kind of went through all of it.
So the only thing left is the Blue Protocol thing. If you want me to go through it.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot all about that. Sorry.
So do you want me to do it, or do you want to wrap it up?
It's up to you, man. We didn't really get to it, but let's do a shorter version, because I'm curious to see what your actual thoughts were too.
Okay.
So.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Blue Protocol Star Resonance dropped today. And it had a rocky start and is going to have a rocky start. I've never uninstalled a game so fast in my life. Actually, I take that back. The only game I've installed faster was CSGO, and that was 15 minutes. And I completely had the game uninstalled at 100 minutes of playing. In order to talk about this, we need to actually give you guys a history lesson on Blue Protocol to actually give you my thoughts on it, because what you're going to hear is actually a resounding bigger issue of the game. The overall thought of the game is, yes, it looks pretty, but it's a terrible game completely through and through, all over. So here we go. Here's the history of Blue Protocol. So this is where I got hyped, and I want you to kind of walk through this story with me, which is going to let you understand a lot about this. So the key development here is development started in 2015, and it was known as Project Sky Blue. All right, so we are 10 years ago. It officially launched in Japan on June 14th, 23 for PC. Consoles got it December 13th, 23 on the Xbox and PS5. It officially EOS'd on January 18th, 2025. Servers shut down only after a year and a half of playing. Now, the failure is, despite launching with over 600,000 players and 200,000 concurrent users initially, Blue Protocol quickly faced declining numbers and growing players' dissatisfaction. The game was plagued with server issues on launch day and requiring emergency maintenance. Bandai had admitted the game's underperformance. The game underperformed and fell short of their financial expectations, which is a big issue of where they wanted to get out. They were expecting something more. But here's the thing. They very much did not manage the game properly. So if we go look at today, we have Blue Protocol, Star Resonance. So here's kind of what's happened is a Shanghai company called, let's see here, it's called Bokura Network Technologies, backed by Tencent, published this today. And it's also, it's out on PC, Steam, iOS, and Android. So here we go. They've bought the thing, but here's what they actually ended up doing. They took the system, gutted the original game, and made it a new game in this turnaround. They basically made a cheap Chinese MMO slot gacha. We're going to put a gacha in there. It's not about the characters or anything like that, but it does have that. And they've time-gated it. They've made it very mobile game-ish, and that's not what it was, because the original one was promised to us as a MMO. What I wanted to bring up is, so that you can compare this to the game, to give you some history, is we're going to talk about, real quick, a couple different video games that you're going to know about at some shape, form, or another. So Elder Scrolls Online's development cycle was from 2007 to 2014. It took them 7 years to develop the game. They launched April 4th, 2014, and they currently have 11 years running with a very strong backing. It's a buy-to-play game. You can do optional subscriptions, and it's no gotchas whatsoever in it. I mean, well, they do have the boxes, but that's not really like an actual gotcha system. The boxes are just random shit you can get for a bunch of stuff. Black Desert Online, another massive successful MMO. Its development cycle was from 2010 to 2015. They launched in Korea in 2015, and they launched here globally in 2016. They have 9 years running and over 20 million players still playing this bullshit game still today. This was by far one of the biggest graphical innovations, because Korean MMOs were just cracked. But the fact that they pulled this off eventually, sure, it's pay to win as hell with certain things. Well, pay to lose, really. But it's got some pay to win mechanics in it. But it's not a mobile game whatsoever. There's a mobile game, but it's not that. Now, to really rub it in the face, Blue Protocol was developed from 2015 to 2013, and it died in 18 months. Died in 18 months. Then we get Resonance, buys it, and turns it into a completely different game, and it's already dead dead on arrival already. The gacha mechanics is about it's about costumes, mounts, and the special monsters that you end up pulling. They tried to resurrect Bandai Namco's thing, but let's be real. They just wanted a cash grab on this, is what they've ended up doing. And when you break it down, Final Fantasy is actually the perfect case of what should have happened. So for those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy failed. It took them 3 years. They rebuilt the game, and now they've had 11 years of success with Final Fantasy's current system. So it is possible to bring an MMO back from the dead, but these guys rushed it. They did poorly with it. And here's where we're going to dive into this, and you're actually going to see where players ended up going wrong. So I compiled kind of like a general thing of what players complained about, and we're going to talk about both of them, and you're going to see a very close resonance between the two. So Blue Protocol, the original games, had major launch issues. I mean, this thing had a very bad start to begin with. So their servers were shut down multiple times during launch day. It was forced. Several login different failures with the Bandai ID authentication was completely broken. They had to do emergency maintenance marathons, multi-hour downtimes to fix these issues. This thing was not good. Payment processes were broken. Performance issues day one. Servers lagged. Server shader compilation stutters, and they were even having issues with Unreal Engine 4. Now, that was the technical side. The player side of it, which was what actually kills the game, was the repetitive content there, that there was nothing really worth doing in the game. Lack of in-game content. There was no meaningful PvE at launch. It was a dull, dead husk. The hardcore mechanics unsuitable for casual players. Developers eventually admitted they misjudged their audience, but the hardcore thing is what most MMOs thrive on, and they tried to go too much into the Genshin Impact mentality of just feeding you slop of low level, low mentality process playing. The thing that absolutely killed it was time-gated weekly, daily and weekly content was absolutely choking the shit out of this game. And some people complained about the controller support was a disaster, poorly optimized, and really terrible button mapping. Some of the general community feedback was everyone was expecting a Japanese MMO once it was released, but no one was calling it an MMO. It was just an action RPG, which is very much what it feels like when you play it. The game nicknamed Protokutsu, which is proto ship by Japanese players. So that's what they started calling it. Players dwindled rapidly after the initial surge, which is what you're about to have, and wasted opportunity with great visuals but poor experience. Now, fast forward to the Star Resonance 2025 today. What just happened today? The global launch isn't that global. It's terrible. And this is crazy. It's region locked despite it being marketed to global. People are already having to use VPNs to try to access this game. There's only one server for the entire game, and it's here in North America. You have people out here with massive 500 ping latencies, and you want people to play this together with 500 ping is wild. Asia and Oceania stuff, so the C regions are getting fucked horribly already, which is a massive portion of the audience that is wanting to play this game. It is literally a mobile game masquerading as a PC MMO. Auto-walking, auto-battling bullshit has no fucking place whatsoever in any MMO if you want to take it seriously. That is cheap mobile bullshit that does not belong in there. It is a glorified mobile game, honestly. And if you go read any Steam review, anything like that, that is exactly what you're going to see on so many people's comments. As you start scrolling through, there's like 3,000 people had already reviewed it. It's a terrible, like it's literally, it's like having a mobile game on your PC. Now, listen, I play mobile games, but this is ridiculous if you're promoting this as a MMO story. Now, the gacha game part of it isn't actually that terrible because it's nothing you actually need. There is no gain power major functions there because everything is farmable. The costumes don't matter. There's a cash shop to buy shit as it is already, so it doesn't really matter. Fucking go gacha game for the costumes. Who gives a shit? The game's got to make some money somehow. It's free to play. As far as the biggest thing that really fucked me up, I played for 100 minutes and I was done and hard locked for 18 hours on story content in 1 hour of launch. No MMO in any game that it actually calls itself a MMO is going to lock you out of a story content day one, because I'm going to tell you this right here, right now. I am a Black Desert player. Ace can verify this shit, and I'm about to blow your damn mind right here. This is going to make you sick.
So
I want you to look at that number right there. That says 1,865 days and 14 hours. That is my playtime on Black Desert about 2.5 weeks before I quit. Just so that you guys who cannot math, 1,865 times 24 plus 14, that is 44,774 hours I have played that godforsaken game.
It's true.
44,000. I think it actually ended up being right at 45,000 when I uninstalled the game. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask about you said there's only one server. So didn't this game, okay, remind me, but didn't this game get like pushed out and moved over to a different studio or something. Like
Okay.
it was.
So here's the timeline. Bandai produces the game for 10 years.
Right.
They release in 2023. It runs for 2. It was announced for global. They EOS it before they bring it to global.
That's right.
And then they hard shut it down. They didn't even give global the chance to experience this. And then it was done. It was gone. Tencent steps in with this company and says, we'll buy the IP. And from January to today, they flipped this game. They just basically took the world, rewrote it, because it is known that they did not use the original story. They pulled out a lot of the character customization stuff. They turned it into a mobile game because there's a lot more mobile game shit in there than there was on launch. And what they've done is they've made it more. Now, there's even another thing that's even more fucked up is that they told the Brazilian players, I know this because of Hellcrest, there was going to be a Portuguese language version of it in the game. Also, let's mention this stupid thing. Every MMO that I just mentioned that's not Blue Protocol has a English language, full voice acted. It has a Korean. It has a Chinese, a Japanese. Some of them have Portuguese. Like, some of these games actually go the way because it's a real respected MMO, a real computer game, that they multi-voice for this stuff. This is one voice. It is just Japanese voice from the game. They did not full port it to English like you would have expected a real game. Fuck, even Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Tower of Fantasy, I'm pretty sure Tower of Fantasy, I played it for like 15 minutes, did a full English voice, right? Or was Tower of Fantasy Korean? I'm pretty sure they all had English voice actors. Anyway, I can guarantee Wuthering Waves and Genshin do. They're fully English voice acted. You're bringing something to a global market in terms of MMO, and you're going to be pitching this as a real MMO. You do not pull shit like this and make it Japanese only. Fuck that shit. Hell, I think even some of the shitty MMOs that are out there. Terra was English. Okay, Terra's not shitty. Terra just had a bad rap. Aeon was English. You had what's that one? Vindictus had English voice acting. There's so many of them out there. Whether it's just a couple lines here and there, they still put English voice acting into it. They still put others. Only JPA stares at a 3 GBA Japan only. Yeah. It's not what you expect for this. So here's the thing. They learned nothing when they bought it. It has the same server issues, the same tie-gated bullshit. Still, it's optimized, but it's kind of bullshit. The monetization's still there on the issues they had, and they're both bleeding members rapidly. Like, yes, right now you have Asmongold over on Twitch jerking this game off, and 30,000 people are watching it. But this isn't a genuine MMO game. It's a mobile.
Well, if he hits the hour mark, because Asmon is a big MMO guy. You know, he was big on World of Warcraft and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm guaranteeing if he hits the hour mark and they fucking hard lock him, he's gonna talk a bunch of shit about this game.
Oh yeah, he will. He will totally talk about it in all the stuff that came up. And I'm sure he's about to give it a lot of negative press. And he's also going to talk about the good stuff. Because here's the thing. The good thing is it looks pretty. It plays okay. It's a more interactive version of what you would expect Genshin to be. Right. Without having to have the character swapping thing.
Is there it's considered an MMO?
Yes.
Is there the MMO fucking chopping down trees or fucking
there's life skilling in it.
Okay, so there is like some gathering stuff.
Here is the bullshit part of it. That is time gated too. You only get 400 energy
right
a day, and you burn 20 per gather. For anybody who doesn't know, that screenshot that I just showed you here, those are my life skills over on the right. Guru 16 gathering, Guru 21 fishing, Guru 24 hunting, Guru 48 cooking, Guru 42 alchemy, Guru 56 processing, Guru 28 trade, Guru 18 farming, Guru 1 master sailing, master 1 sailing, and professional 4 bartering. Meaning, I played the game as a lifesteal money making simulator. I could go grind for 8 hours. I could go gather. There was a gathering stream I did earlier this year where I actually sat and gathered for about 6 fucking hours.
I know. I've been to those streams.
Yeah. Where I'm literally sitting there running around just gathering shit for all fucking eternity, making a shit ton of money.
Right.
Doing that. So as a life skiller that played that game for that long, I'm literally telling you, I know what a real MMO is like. I have over probably 2,000 hours in fucking Elder Scrolls Online, probably 500-ish in Final Fantasy 14. I know the MMO genre, and I'm telling you right now, that hunk of shit they called Blue Protocol is terrible. It is not it is not an MMO. If you would have told me which we already knew, so they can't technically say, but if you would have marketed this game as a mobile game bullshit, okay, I'd have probably said I would never even have touched it. But it was originally, the JP version was pitched as this epic MMO. I mean, we're talking Final Fantasy 14, Black Desert Online, World of Warcraft, MMO, and an anime world. That's what we were sold.
Can we just get the MMO that the animes are based off of, for fuck's sake? I mean, shit, you know what I mean? Like your Sword Art Online game, or like, can we get that MMO, please?
I have been asking that question for a very long time. Where the fuck is Aincrad?
But just like any game, like, you know what I mean? Like, you see these animes, and like, oh, we're trapped in a fucking video game.
Give me Yggdrasil. Give me Aincrad. Give me Alfheim. Give me what's the one from
Infinite Dendrogram?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Like, give me Log Horizon. Fuck.
Horizon, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where are those games at? Because like, these people dream of these games, and they're fucking awesome. They got all this like great stuff, and then you get an actual MMO,
and they're terrible.
They all fucking suck, dude. None of them have the same like. So I played a little. I played a little bit of the. What the fuck was the Amazon one?
New World.
Yeah, I played a little bit of New World. So my buddies wanted me to get into New World. I didn't hate some of the combat stuff, but like, it was very, I don't know. It's that, like, it's muskets, and then also kind of like piratey. That was like, it was like fucking sabers and fucking muskets and stuff. And I'm not crazy about that style of fantasy or whatever, I guess.
Well, see, we're not talking about like the physical VR thing. I don't want to play. Right. I don't want to play SAO in VR. I want to play it like Black Desert. That's how I want to play SAO. Yeah. I want to go play it like that.
Yeah, like a log.
I mean, but sure, if you're telling me that somebody's got a full dive system and I'm about to go be full diving and into a VR MMO, sign me the fuck up. I'll play that death game. I'm gonna have the biggest titties ever, and it's gonna be great.
So another anime that came out pretty recently, the Shangri-La Frontier. It's also one of those that, you know, the game itself has like, oh, there's like these unique monsters that like is super rare encounters and like crazy encounter scenarios that you have to, you know, do all these things to find these unique scenarios or whatever, and like all these different ways to, like, you never see that anymore, man. It's just like you know.
So I brought it up. I'm going to see here on my timestamp. So this is from my stream from today. I'm trying to see if I can actually get the exact time I realize I've hit the wall. Ah, right there. I just saw it. Also, the loading screens are fucking bullshit. There's loading screens all over this damn game. I mean, all over the damn game. Black Desert never had one fucking loading screen. The only time you had loading screens in Elder Scrolls was jumping regions. But it's like right here. We're almost there. I think it's actually right here right before this screen loads up. You can see the timer. Or it's right after this. Yeah, right here. At 57 minutes into the game, that's character creation and everything. From when I started the stream up, was right at character creation. 17 hours and 49 minutes to move on to the next part of the MSQ. I am pissed at this point. You do not give me an MMO on the MSQ and give me a 17-hour you can't move on bullshit timer. On day one of console Black Desert release, I played 20 fucking hours on stream. I got off for 45 minutes to eat dinner. That was the only break I had. But until then, it was from 4 a.m. till midnight I played. I had a whole massive freaking fridge shoved full of random bullshit for snacks and shit. Because, I mean, I knew I was going in that day to degen a 20-hour day. Why? Because I already had 18,000 hours in Black Desert PC, and I wanted to go over and see what was into the console version. So I know what an MMO day one launch looks like. I've been there. And the whole point is you blast through the story, you try to get ahead of everybody else so you can get into the newer grind spots a little bit further ahead of them, because everybody and their fucking mother is trying to kill something. In that starter area on day one of any new class of anything, and you cock block me right there on a 17-hour timer, fuck you. That is killing your game. And you knew it was killing your game. That's the fucked up thing. This is the fucked up piece of shit they let through. Tencent knew this going in. The community hated all this shit, and they could have taken it out. If they'd have listened to the community and said, we're going to take a year, maybe 2, and we're going to re-release it then. No, they just said, here's a new MMO, a new Chinese mobile MMO slot. Have it. And give us money. This will be dead by the end of the year. Just saying it now. This will be dead in a year.
Now, in a year?
Oh yeah.
I would even think it'd be give it a year. I think
it'll take a year. They'll need 1 year. It'll be.
I don't know, man. Well, they've kind of done some crazy stuff with games this year where they're actually dying out much faster. You know, in the way you talk about, like, I'm curious to see. So, check. Is this on Steam at all, or is this just through the website?
Yeah, no. This game is on Steam.
Okay, go to Steam database then.
Right. So Steam DB. All right.
Check out Blue Protocol, Steam DB. See what the numbers are.
Blue Protocol Star Resonance currently has 77,000 in game. It's already got a 40% rating with 4,000 views. And it's already starting to die off.
Yeah, so we're at 90,000, 95,000 peak. Okay, so let's take today, launch day, October 10th or whatever.
Yep.
And then let's look at it next week.
Yeah. And here you go. Let's also compare it to this. So with that out, here is Black Desert over the last year.
Right.
On Steam. But here's the thing I want you guys to know about Black Desert. This is 1/3 of what's actually playing the game right now. The people that are on PC truly are playing this on the main launcher. No, fuck the Steam babies.
I doubt there would be. Yeah, I would say there'd be more on the original launcher.
Well, I know just because of being in the game for 10 years, this is 1/3 of the population. The rest are on the actual PC launcher. So you times that times 3. So there's about as many people playing Black Desert right now with that hunk of shit out. But let's be real. If they don't own the game on Steam, that Black Desert's in the tray playing while they're playing this game.
Right.
But Black Desert on Steam is at 20,000 right now. And here, Final Fantasy 14. I wonder if we can tell that one. Do we get Final Fantasy 14? Yes, 18,000 currently on. Now, here's the thing. That is actually the number.
Yeah.
Over the last year, 19,000, 18,000, peak at 95, all-time year 3.5 years ago. So they're averaging 20,000, which is pretty healthy for that game. For how old this one is, this is pretty happy. But I want you to notice this. People like this game. People actually like this. So one more time so that we have access to the image. We will check this out next week and see how this is going, where the player base is, just to see the average.
Yes, like I said, so it's launch day, so I'm seeing people playing it on Steam and stuff, or on stream on Twitch and whatnot.
Yeah,
so I'm curious.
But, I mean, you got major people
like.
playing it too, so I mean,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's see what it looks like next week, because you're saying it lasts a year. I don't know. It feels like to me that they would actually shut their shit off, but
it will last about as long as the Korean or as long as the Japanese version. About. Because it's going to take that year, because they're probably going to come out in about 6 months and say, we need to fix this and all this stuff. People aren't going to give a shit, and it's going to go to shit. Or they actually surprise us and they do a massive overhaul. Honestly, I would rather them shut it down now or in a month or two and say, all right, we fucked up. We're going to release this game in a couple of years. Let's talk to you through it. We're going to make it an open beta. 14 also has its own PC client, a guaranteed dedicated PC client, and it's not in Steam. Okay, then it may be the same thing as that. I thought it was on Steam, and it took you to the launcher. I didn't know there was an actual dedicated launcher. If that was the case, I would have done it through there. Now you got my fucking curiosity too. Okay, Vindictus only has 100 people playing. Got it. So yeah, that game is very dead. Good. I'm glad you were able to point that out, Hellcrest. Yeah, I'm really sad about that. Also, I did represent you guys. I represented Brazil. I talked about it. Yeah, you guys got shafted. I did look it up and talk about what was going on there. But yeah, here's the really sad thing. This game was in develop longer than Black Desert and Final Fantasy 14 and Elder Scrolls Online, and it's still the worst of them all. Like, it shows you that they did not have the proper people backing a game to make an MMO, or else we would have never have gotten this.
Right.
The one thing I wanted to show is it was right around here. I wanted to show a little bit of the combat so you guys could see it. Just so that you can see what we're talking about here. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Wrong button. Is, it's 1 through 5-ish kind of stuff, which is kind of Elder Scrolls-ish. It's not super action combat like Black Desert, where it is literally playing piano on your fucking keyboard. It kind of has some vibes of every now and then where you feel like you're playing like Wuthering Waves and Genshin. And then right here, we're going to go over to this world boss, and that felt so underwhelming to kill. Like, I mean, it just feels like a damage sponge. Like, it doesn't feel like you're never threatened. There's one, thing. I don't know what the fuck this thing was, if it was a field boss or something, but it was this golden juggernaut thing. Let me turn up the quality so it's not on ass resolution.
I keep going back to the one game that I've actually put some time into. Tower Fantasy had much better bosses than that, and it was like 40 or 50 fucking people.
But I do want to say, this is an hour and 30 minutes into the launch. So I don't know if they're going to actually put a real world boss. I think this is probably just some random field boss that spawned that we all happen to hit on. Actually, there you are. There's past Ace in the chat.
Yeah.
So, it was just this weird tank and spank thing. The 1 through 5 felt underwhelming, like I said, but it looks good for what it is, but I hate to see it, but another game I really wanted to play, it's going to need to die. I'm tired of getting excited for games. There have been 2 games that I've been excited for. Danmachi Battle Chronicles was talked about a very long time ago. I love the Danmachi IP. For those of you who don't know the name in Japanese, it is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? And I love that IP. It's amazing. The characters are awesome. I was playing Memoria Freezy for a long time, but it was a little old and a little outdated. They EOS'd that for Battle Chronicles, even though it was actually at the point of EOS was doing better than Battle Chronicles. And I was so excited for it because I've been hearing about it for so long. And it was going to be this 3D version of the game, and it was going to be this great environment. And it turned out to be this laned bullshit, and it was just like playing some quick action arcade game. And not an actual, like, I'd have rather had it as a Genshin game. Fuck me. I'd have rather it been a Genshin game than to be what it turned out to be. It EOS'd and it died this year.
It's funny. Yeah, you say that you're tired of being hyped for a game because they keep letting you down. I feel the same way about a lot of the games that I get hyped for. Like, dude, they keep releasing, and like we're in a different. I don't think it's just freaking MMOs at this point, or it's just all games.
Oh, I don't think anybody. I mean, Hellcrest. Me and him were talking about it. I think after I hung the stream up for a brief moment, and I think he said it right. I don't think they can ever make another MMO again. I think the genre died officially. That the only way it can be made right is if somebody like me can get behind it and do it. Because I do understand everything that failed with MMOs and what's wrong with them. And if you can keep out the gotcha bullshit, the mobile bullshit, do not make this game fucking run on mobile. Do not. You make a whole other game for it. You do like what Black Desert did. You want to play Black Desert on your mobile phone? Here's a different version, a completely different game. It'll tell roughly the same story. You get to see the characters do a lot of the animations you get to see on the thing, but you're not going to get the depth of what Black Desert on a PC is. Do not fucking attempt that. Do not go down Genshin's thing.
Right.
And
yeah, well, Genshin was also shallow as shit at the beginning for the most part.
It was also originally sold as an MMO, by the way.
Yeah. Well, but it never actually had any multiplayer parts. That was the problem with it.
The multiplayer was run around in your friend's world, not being able to do fuck all. The only thing you can collect is plants. You can't get your chests. The monsters didn't give you loot. You could kill them, but you wouldn't get loot for them. You could help them kill the boss. I think you could get the boss stuff, though, the claim the boss thing, because that was part of it.
But you were regulated to one character or whatever.
Yes, you could play the one character. Your buddy could play the one or play 2 of them. If you had 3 people in, you could play. Each one of you had a character.
Well, that's another thing too, because if you didn't get lucky with a fucking pull and you got stuck with
the 3-star or
you got fucked. Like I didn't get fucking Venti at the beginning, and you know there are certain characters you almost have to have for some traversal shit, and if you don't have them, you're fucked.
Yeah,
so
that was one of their downfalls early on. But here we are 5-6 years later, and that game's still running because of Semps and people making poor decisions.
Yeah, lots of people making poor decisions, and I don't
20 million, 30 million poor decisions. Like a month.
I don't understand.
That one I don't won't either.
I don't get it. Like I don't know the story.
I don't know how Blue Protocol is going to survive. I do not see it with their monetization model. Their costumes better be showing damn near nip slips to be able to get somebody to gotcha that stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this, like the duet night thing or whatever. Is what are they gonna do? Like what are their costumes gonna be to be appealing? Because at least with if they're doing the same kind of, you know, like monetization as like the First Ascendant, which is what it's going to be, because they're basically the same game. If it's going to be like Warframe-esque, First Ascendant-esque, where you grind out to get the parts, or you grind out to get the parts for the weapons or whatever to build them, then it's on a time gate thing or whatever the fuck, you know, what are they going to show? That's what I'm curious too, because like with First Descendant, so with Warframe, you get the people who have bought the plat, and then you can just trade for it. Like you have the in-game currency or whatever that you can trade, like the in-game trading system.
Yeah.
First Descendant doesn't have that, so you can't really trade anything. So you just have to earn it all yourself, and then all the costumes and skins, cosmetic shit you have to buy with actual money. So Duet Night Abyss, I'm guessing, probably won't have an exchange like Warframe.
Especially if it's a mobile-y setup, it won't probably do that. Because that's exploitable. Very exploitable. Because when it is a mobile game, you can probably multi-box it very easy on emulators. Now, you can do the same thing with PC games, and people do it. But I don't think that's why they're going to give it a exchange like where Warframe, even though you can play it on a mobile game, good luck playing Warframe on a mobile phone.
Right.
You have to be schizophrenic to play that game on mobile.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of them don't, they probably won't go that route, so it's going to be skins or whatever, and I'm wondering if they're going to go the same route with, like, barely there, almost fucking nude skins.
She sneezes in her skirts up. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to, what the other plans are. Shit, dude, it's almost 10 o'clock. We've been doing this for almost 3 hours, bro.
Yep.
Do you feel like you got your Blue Protocol stuff?
I pretty much got everything I kind of wanted to say out. It's just it was a little more detailed to kind of give people the backstory a little bit cleaner on the whole dev cycle of it, getting it up, getting out of Japan, where the global markets was. But honestly, as long as you guys understand that Japan abandoned it versus trying to do what Final Fantasy did, which was going to be the last summary of it, is look at what Final Fantasy 14 did is what they should have done with Blue Protocol. Pull it back a few years, say we're going to redevelop the game, make it very public about what you're doing the whole way through and talking to the people, getting the players in there, showing them what you want, make it a fucking open, early access game if that's the case, just to get people in to constantly work on it. You could probably have fixed it, but they did the exact opposite. It became a cash grab, and fuck them for ever attempting this. And it's just a spit on what Blue Protocol was. And it really sucks because this was a game I was fucking stupidly hyped for so many years. I was so ready to have the next Black Desert game, the next MMO to grind, to hit that itch.
That's what I'm thinking, man. It's like we don't, like I don't think Duet Night Abyss will have the way these games are going to go. I don't think they're going to have the same kind of grindy, like, extended story. So Warframe has that because it's fucking been out for over 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, and you can play all of that content.
But
which
it's also
is great.
The in-depth character building. It's the Warframes. It's getting the rare Warframes. It's then building the weapons. So I mean, there's such a massive grind loop in it.
There's that, but then there's also a shit ton of content.
Oh yeah, totally.
I don't think Duet Night Abyss will have that. Same with, like, if when Ananta comes out, it's going to be very GTA-ish. So
create your own content.
Yeah, there's that, but I don't think. I would say it'll be a solid 100-hour experience, more or less. Depending, but I don't think it'll have legs past that. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't.
And that means it won't last. I don't think it'll last long. If you're going to get about 100 hours out of it, think about everybody else getting about 100 hours out of it outside the. Well, that's the thing.
I would imagine they're going to be doing content updates. Because why? I mean, if you're going to do a free-to-play game,
you got to.
Yeah, you're not going to make it 100 hours and not have any kind of, like, future content. So, so it's going to have some kind of update stuff that does changes something, I'm sure. Yeah. But as far as that goes, that's what I'm kind of thinking about, like, what we're looking for in games. It's beginning to be harder and harder to find, like, the indie games. Like, I've been more surprised by indie games this year than I have by anything, just because at least it gives me some kind of more unique experience. Like,
so for something that you may not understand, because I know you are not you're not an MMO guy.
No.
I am a very easy to please person if it comes to MMOs. If you
Right,
could give
right.
me Black Desert and with anime titties, there goes another 47 or 45,000 hours.
Yeah. But
That's all.
that's
It's
what I
all it
mean.
would have
Like,
taken.
I
That's
just
all
feel
it would
like
have taken.
what I was trying to get at was this change in monetization. The way they're looking to try to make money anymore. It's not the same. Like these people that made Black Desert, that made World of Warcraft, that made these games like that, like they had ideas that they were putting in over time. Like we're gonna do this, and then you can fucking do this and unlock this, skin or rare drop or whatever. Like they thought of all these things. And now when they think of new shit that's going to be or stuff that can be added into a game, it's through a fucking microtransaction. Where like they don't think about like the longevity of these. And I don't know if we're going to see any single game that what we think we want coming out in the next 10 years or something, unless some independent studio that wants to play that makes it. But like
And here's the really
you're
sad thing for
yeah.
me. There is nothing left. That was
Yeah.
it. That was my last game. That
Yeah.
was my last. That looks really cool. I can't wait for that to happen.
Right.
And that's after how many fucking game reveal shows and all this stuff. I don't give a shit about Halo. I don't give a shit about Call of Duty. The only reason I'm excited about Battlefield is because I want to shoot some shit
Right.
with fucking M4s and sniper rifles and get in a damn tank and blow a fucking building up because I can.
Right.
I want to get on a fucking four-wheeler, load that son of a bitch up with C4 and ride up to 5 people camping a corner and jihad them with that thing because I fucking can.
Well,
that's the only reason why I'm excited for Battlefield. It's not because it's, oh my God, it's Battlefield.
Right.
I just want to go around and do that because I miss that. That's something I used to do for fun, is jump on Battlefield for an hour, play maybe a map or two, and dip out.
I think we have in the nearer future, because right now I think hope is lost. I am black pilled for bigger studios making the kind of games that we enjoy, even like MMOs or just like third party action games or whatever, like that I enjoy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you just don't see them that often, and you don't see anything new or innovative for sure. So yeah, the only thing we can kind of hope for is that some independent studio like your Expedition 33 studio or whatever that went out and wanted to make an actual passion project style game. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all the only thing we can kind of hope for at this point, really.
That remakes.
Yeah. I mean, remakes.
And even then, it's like, well, I was there. I got the T-shirt before you came out of your dad's nutsack on
right. Like I said, I'm excited for Ananta. I'm excited for that. What was that Project Silver something or whatever? There's like a silver. It's a Genshin-like style game or whatever. I forget, Silver Castle or something like that. Looks pretty cool. Interesting, like plot devices and stuff in it. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Battlefield 6, and then that's it. Like as far as big AAA games, like I can't think of a single one that I'm not excited for any other sequels or anything else in a series. Like nothing. Fucking Sony fucked all of their shit up. Like I used to be excited for some Sony first party stuff. All of their sequels for the stuff that I really like, they fucked it all up. Fucking Xbox has nothing. I mean, they're just fucking.
They're everything at this point.
Well, they're just fucking. They're a fucking phantom at this point. Like they have no actual substance. Like they're there, you can see them, but you can't. Like they don't have anything to really dig into.
Yeah.
So I just don't see it. I don't see any. There is not a single AAA studio that I give two fucking shits about at this point. Not one. I used to really like Ubisoft games. I really did. Couldn't give a shit less about any Ubisoft game at this point.
I mean, my highlight, my peak was Odyssey. I think like I had a blast playing that game.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Assassin's Creed series was great, but I enjoyed Far Cry as well. Like
I never see that was one I never played. So
yeah, well, to me, that was it was a first person, sandbox style, shooter game. It was fun. I really enjoyed those games, but yeah, we get into and in some of the like Ghost Recon, Tom Clancy stuff or whatever. Division
Yeah.
was pretty fun at the time, but and that's not like we don't. Destiny's done. Bungie's done.
Well, Destiny's done because they refused to fucking make Destiny 3.
Yeah.
Because they kind of did, but didn't. And now they don't want to actually do it. Because they're trying to play the sandbox thing inside Destiny 2.
Well, that's the thing. They keep like vaulting content too. So
they stopped that. They stopped that completely. It's all being put back in the game. That's the crazy thing. Yeah.
If they would have done Destiny and then kind of transitioned to how Warframe was doing their shit, different story. Different story. If we'd had a fucking Destiny game where you go around grinding out your fucking Gallarhorn fucking shit through, through through
some
cracking
sort of
fucking relics or whatever, that would
have been cool.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's like Destiny to me died when Cade died. Like, Cade really killed so much of that game because the peak of the game, though, was Rise of Iron in Destiny 1.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, Forsaken. Not Forsaken. Yeah, Taken King.
Yeah, Taken King was before that. That was a godly story.
Yeah, that was peak. Rise of Iron was good, but compared to Taken King,
I don't know. I mean, Taken King was great, but then Rise of Iron took it up. I thought one more step. I thought that was the way to. I thought that was the great way to end Destiny 1.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It was good, but like as far as that goes,
but I will say Taken King though was totally fucking epic.
We're not getting anything for the next 5-10 years until the next God of War. Well, that's the thing. The last God of War was kind of shit. I don't know. Let me be honest. I haven't played it. I have not heard great things. I heard gameplay was good.
I do plan else to consider too.
I do plan on playing the new God of War.
EA has been bought out, so maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see some new stuff come from them.
Maybe, but
in the next 5-10 years,
I think their acquisition stuff is like. I think they're going to be cutting a lot more shit than they're going to be making.
Fair. I could see that.
So we'll see. I don't know, man. Like I said, we've got some, and it's Saudi Arabia stuff too. So I'm not
super stoked on it.
I'm not overly thrilled that they're gonna do like a fucking great job on making new games and shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think overall, you pretty much got everything tonight.
Yeah. No, we went through it all. Did a bang up job, 3-hour podcast. Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's got ties to the U.S. government. It's also got ties to the Saudi Arabian government. There's a lot of. Well, I don't know how the ties. There's fucking private equity firms, dude. They're all fucking slime balls, regardless of who they're connected to. They're fucking slimy. So I'm curious. We'll see what happens, but I'm not holding my breath on them being great for gaming or anything,
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. Get up and go to work tomorrow. I will be back next Thursday, and then the following Thursday I will be back in Arkansas again. So I'll probably be back in the home studio.
I'll probably end up helping out, and maybe me and Nemo. Maybe you. We'll figure out what ends up going on.
I think I should be there for that one. But it's still maybe where you're hosting because I shut my main internet off at the house because I'm not there. So
and you're not paying it. I get it.
Why pay $90? I'm not there. Doesn't make any sense.
No, I get it.
So I'm gonna take my mobile internet that I have with me that's fucking not great, but I'm gonna take it with me just to have it.
Okay.
And then
and I mean if it doesn't work out and you're not able to join, like for a full on video call, we'll hook up a Discord call or something and get you in to.
Well, I was thinking I'd set my old PC up. I've still got one more monitor there, and my old PC. I thought I'll have my PC with me, but I don't know if I probably have it all packed away. I don't think I want to unpack it just for one podcast or whatever. So
I'll
probably just set my old PC up, and and do one more podcast from
the old place.
From the old place.
So, sweet. We get to be there for the nostalgia.
Well, hopefully it won't be the last one. But
no.
I mean, at least for a couple more months, I may be back every now and then. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll be back episode 89, and we keep this podcast chugging until whenever, I guess.
Yeah.
maybe something good will happen between now and next week.
Maybe
I'm
so.
hold my breath. I'm not gonna hold my breath. So
I'd like to see you.
All right, guys. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Nightingale. Thank you, Nemo, for hanging out in chat too, for moderating. Hopefully she feels better.
Yeah.
We'll be on the show next week. Thank you, everybody who was in chat chatting with us. Victor, Hellcrest, everybody else that was in chat. Thank you. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Maybe next time. See you guys
later.